self-serving, persuasive talkers
of everything and nothing.
We are Conversation Con Artists.
What's going on? It's your boy, Mr. On Point.
And I cannot believe it's the end of the fucking year already. Also known as Calamity Red.
And we are Conversation Con Artists, back for another wonderful, fantastic episode. You can find me at Mr._On Point on Twitter and Instagram.
And I can be found at Red_Calamity. We are still doing the listener letter portion of the show. So if you have a question you would like for us to answer on the show, you can send it to our Gmail account, which is conversationconartists@gmail.com, or you can find us on Facebook, Conversation Con Artists. But this episode is a little bit different. I don't think we did this last year because we fucked up. But this year, we are doing a combined end of the year show with none other than Gubmint Name Podcast. These Negroes are here.
Hi there.
I need you to put a little bit more respect on our name.
These Negroes are here.
All right, that's cool.
These coloreds.
These hoes keep
These hoes
right,
fucking up.
we're not doing that here.
These coloreds. And we guessed.
Yeah.
So
We had to wipe our feet when we came in.
Take your shoes off. You can't wear no shoes on this carpet.
Hey, man. We're going to have fun today. Right?
sure, it's always fun with you guys. I love, being surrounded by meats. It's wonderful.
No jokes needed.
Yeah,
No
like,
jokes
like
needed.
nobody needs
Just
to say
let it
anything
go.
right
No,
now.
just let it ride.
Yeah.
Anyhow,
Need positivity. 2020.
no,
Yeah,
we're
just
not
let
taking
it
that into
ride.
2020. But that's what this entire
We're
show
definitely
is.
taking that into 2020
What is
and
wrong
beyond.
with you and this meat positivity thing? Why you don't like
The
meat
show
positivity?
is going to be a compilation of all the things that have happened in 2020 personally and in the media and in politics and all of that good jazz, including, I guess, meat positivity.
Why
Apparently.
not?
So what we're going to
Make me
do
feel
is we're
good
going to
every
start
day.
off with a letter that we got from Tag, which is just my name. The title of the the email is just me.
Red.
Yes. So, go on point.
All right. So, wait a minute. I missed Red actually answering a direct question about sex. Sex in public? I am verklempt. Which, if you didn't know, means so overwhelmed with emotion that you can't find words to speak in that moment.
That's a perfect word.
It is.
I don't even know what that word means.
Not really sure why that would make you.
It's one of them
verklempt.
words that don't exist in the American language, that exist in other languages that
I've seen
describe moments.
verklempt before.
I've never seen the word.
I've never seen that
I've
word
seen
anywhere.
that word in books.
I thought it was
Oh.
at least German.
But it's not.
You got to actually
it's not
read
an-
books to know
it's
that
not
word,
An English
huh?
word.
It looks German.
A lot of our words are, but yeah, it's not an English word. But like I've seen it before. When I read this, I knew what he was talking about.
You have a master's
What did I
degree.
say?
What?
Did I say that this word don't exist here?
You said it doesn't. Yeah, you said it doesn't exist in our language. It's not. It's
I
not
didn't hear you say that.
I heard you say
It's
that.
a sentiment that don't
That's-
exist in our in
Okay.
the English language.
Okay, that's
we
not
don't
what you
have a
said,
word
though.
that
Okay.
means that. This is what I meant if it didn't come across me.
But anyhow, before we move on to the next point, I guess that was my whole point in doing that whole thing, is that everybody thinks that, because I don't talk about sex, or, if you
kinda
ask
don't,
me,
Red.
but if you ask me a direct question, I will answer. I just don't jump in on conversations, especially considering I'm surrounded by niggas that love to talk about inappropriate shit all the time.
Hold
Just
on, wait,
said you
hold
love being
on.
surrounded by meats, but before you get
Sarcastically.
upset, hold on. Let's answer this question. How do you feel about sex in public?
You
You did answer that last week, though.
Yeah, I did. The direct question at the party was, have you ever had sex in public? And I have. Not like with an audience, but like where I could have been called
There you go.
public. So yeah.
There you go, Tag.
But again, if you ask me a direct question, I will answer it. But what happens on the show is that we talk about general situations and I don't weigh in. And so I feel like that's different. And I also feel like I said last week, I feel like the person that I have sex with knows what they need to know. And then that's what he gets to see, or that's the part of me he gets to see that other people don't. And so again, if we sitting around and people are like, oh my goodness, she's such a prude, in his mind, he knows that shit's not true.
Wait a
and
minute.
I'm cool with that.
I don't think anybody ever said you was a prude.
Yeah.
But the shock and awe of
You gonna answer shit.
I don't think
know.
they're shocked that you're actually answering this. I think they're just shocked that like they wasn't expecting it from you.
It was very unexpected for
I
me too.
guess.
I don't
Oh
think
shit!
I know people don't look at you like a nun and be like, "Oh, she ain't doing nothing out there." Like
I feel like some people do though.
Nah.
I feel like, and the person who was shot, where this came from, I guess I won't put her name out there, but like she was like, "Oh my god,"
clutches pearls.
Basically, she was like, "I listened to the podcast," like, and so to me that meant I come across as a lot more virtuous. I don't know, maybe not virtuous,
like you drop a glove and wait for the man to come pick it up.
Yeah.
And be like,
and that is
Shit,
not
one
the
of them.
fucking
You
case
want-
at
you
all.
want to-
Like, what's wrong with your hand?
Yeah, exactly.
Why you wearing gloves?
It ain't cold. It's 65 degrees at Christmas time. What you talking about?
After you explained this last week on the podcast, I kind of got what you were saying because it's a deeper level of intimacy that you and your partner has now.
Yeah.
And so that makes sense.
Especially considering anybody that I date that like comes around is gonna have to be okay with the fact that my group of friends is literally niggas. Like I have female friends, but the friends that I go out
No,
with,
you don't. I ain't seen you hang out with, who are your female friends with?
Her cousin.
Oh, my
I
bad.
have female friends.
My
They
bad.
don't live here. Okay, I talk to them. I don't hang out with them. I just said that the people that I hang out with are niggas. I do have female friends, but they have kids and they don't live in Birmingham, and so that makes it very difficult for me just to hang out. Y'all niggas ain't got no kids and shit, so we can hang out. Okay, so any dude that comes into my life is gonna have to be comfortable with that, and I feel like it makes it a little bit better if he realizes when we're hanging out that this is something that only he has, that this isn't something that's, you know, that you niggas know. Y'all don't know because it's not that kind of a relationship. So for me, it's important for me to keep that separate for whoever I end up with, because I could get it. I mean, I hang around dudes a lot. My phone ring is probably a nigga. It's one of y'all usually. And so for me, that's just a way to keep that part separate and keep it where it's not going to be weird, because y'all are men in general are weird about like
women are weird about that shit. I've
yeah.
had a couple women, not that I talked to many, but I've had a couple women who was like, "You got a female best friend?" I'm like, "Yeah," and it was like, "What is that about?" And I was like, "Bitch, what are you talking about?" I said, "We cool, like what's the problem?" You know what I'm saying? This nigga helped me move.
Yeah.
The hell you mean?
Women do. My best friend in college, we were best friends in high school, was a guy. Every woman he dated, it was a problem. His current wife, shout out to her, we never had that issue. She recognized that we've been friends since we were 5. So you're right, both sides do have a problem with it.
Be true about this stuff.
But for me, again, and I just like that. I like to have red that y'all know, and I like to have red that the person that I'm with know, and I like that it's that they get something different than what the rest of the world gets. Now again, that doesn't mean I won't answer direct questions. If you ask me a question, I'll answer it. But I don't like put in on or just general conversations. I don't.
I feel like if you answer everything, nobody know what's really real.
No.
You know what I'm saying? If you answer it all, they're gonna be like, "Well, I don't know what the reality is now."
But if I don't answer anything, it's the same thing. You don't know.
You be viewed the way that you've been viewed, and
I
you don't want to
guess.
be viewed
Nah,
that
I don't
way.
think it's her not answering or answering it. I think it's your reaction to the question. You usually go, "Oh my god, I can't believe you guys are talking about
Because y'all
this."
niggas
Oh yeah,
Like if your reaction
these
wasn't
here these
that,
niggas go again.
then we wouldn't go as far as we go. Because I do it. I admit it. I do it just to fuck with you.
He does too. On Point does too. On Point has
Well,
admitted
I don't
he
do that.
does this.
I don't do that at all, really.
But it doesn't. I don't know. Like I said, you know, I'm still going to be a private person
Yeah,
because I just am.
You should not change.
I'm not going to. But any
Shit.
like direct questions,
Yeah, from here on out, if you have a sex question, ask her directly.
and I will
she'll
answer. I will 100% answer.
Now you're gonna get sex question email.
I know.
Exactly. And also attach cat pictures.
There you go.
No, wait. Animal cat pictures.
I was
There you-
just gonna say that could go in such a bad
What other
direction.
cat could it be, Shogun?
Jesus Christ.
Please. Don't get blocked and don't get cussed out.
Yeah, because that will happen. Do not send me vaginas. You will get cussed out. I promise you. You don't want it.
Send those to my DM at ColeJackson_BY on Instagram. Send them all to me.
You just want random vagina?
Well, you know.
That shit.
Anyhow,
Until you finish.
so yes, Tag, you did miss it because you were playing spades. Y'all was playing spades when this was going on, so you missed like a whole. They were talking about some of everything, and every time somebody came and asked me a direct question, they asked a question about choking.
Those are some good
We
questions.
talked about
Spit in your mouth.
Yeah, I didn't.
I was like, yes.
It's amazing how
No.
those.
You was spit in somebody's mouth?
I spit in mine. It's fine.
Oh, you want your mouth spit in?
Both. We
Nigga,
go
you
both ways.
nasty.
It's
If ain't nobody else gonna
I
tell you, I'm gonna tell. Nigga, y'all nasty.
It's just kiss
What the
low
fuck?
mustard.
yeah, that's all it is.
No, it's not.
That's all it is. It's just, it's just an
Okay, so
extended
that's
kiss.
not one that I engage in.
I can't believe y'all niggas getting spit on and spit in.
Ain't hurt me yet.
No.
What kind of nasty hearts are you talking to?
But yeah,
I'm really shocked.
I just asked for random.
That was a question.
Vagina
It was a
pictures.
question.
It was a
people were
question
asking
that
Yeah,
about
I
it.
said that. I said, yeah.
that
no problem.
choking. There were a lot of questions about. And again, when somebody came over and was like, "So, Red, do you?" I answered. I will answer a direct
Like, do they
question.
hock a loogie?
No, nigga ain't like that.
not
What the
that
hell you talking about?
Shit. Not that nasty. Okay.
Let's not go.
Now
down
you getting
this
it
road.
like,
I need to know the science behind
we
this.
Getting into like extreme fetish
Yeah,
version.
like
I'm
this
talking about
dude-
level 1 or 2.
yeah.
You talking about level 8 at least.
he ghetto gaggers.
Oh God.
He getting to that
Okay,
part.
so let's move on to his next point in his letter. Going in a bad direction.
On point regarding the Watchmen TV series, Rorschach isn't specifically portrayed as a white supremacist, but a white supremacist group appropriates his mask / aesthetic and other things that are kind of spoilery. Apologies if I'm telling you stuff you already know, because those details present themselves further in the show and you may have already finished watching by the time you're reading this. Lastly, I finally started a real attempt at watching Rick and Morty. I'm confused by it and can't tell if I like it. Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa.
Rick and Morty is one of those shows I feel like it's a polarizing show. You're either really gonna like it and it's gonna be hilarious to you, or you're gonna be like, I do not get why people like this shit.
Yeah.
Like it's just gonna be one of those things. Cause I love Rick and Morty. I have fucking t-shirts and shit that I
Rick and
wear.
Morty's hilarious.
But it's a polarizing show. I feel like it's one of those shows that you either really like or you don't get it.
Yeah, it's hard to get into.
And
at
it's hard to
first.
get into it at first. It's the humor is the kind of humor that I like, so that's why I was immediately drawn to it and why I like it.
It's dark humor. It's deeply
Yeah.
sarcastic and witty. It's overly cynical. It's anti-religion. It's anti-education.
It's
It's
red.
anti-government.
It's red.
It's like it's fuck every system that exists. Rick is I'm the system. I'm smarter than every system. I'm smarter than everything. I will create whatever world I want, and he does that in the show.
He does.
And everybody else is just like at his whim, basically. And so you kind of gotta be okay with some of those kind of different levels of.
But they do humanize him. There's points where he unexpectedly, like when King Jellybean, he didn't know what exactly had happened, but he killed King Jellybean when he figured out Morty was uncomfortable.
Or the episode where with Trinity.
With the toilet.
No, with the woman who become a whole planet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
At the end, like looked like he was finna commit suicide.
Yeah.
But failed.
So I mean, there are points where he does have emotion, which I like. I like that he does have that. It's just he don't show it.
Just
he ain't
hang
got
in
to.
there, tag. It gets better.
It does, or it won't. Like I said, it's a polarizing show. Like I feel like you're either gonna like it or you're not.
I don't know. I feel like if you don't like the Inception episode with the dogs in it,
Oh God.
I don't know
Yeah.
if you got much hope for liking much of the show.
Yeah, the
That's,
dogs.
I mean, if you like Inception and you fool with dogs, that episode is like just good.
Where are my testicles, Summer?
That's a good episode.
Dang. That
Yeah.
was good. Yeah, I like Rick and Morty. I'm
They-
sorry.
Appreciate the letter tag.
Yes, thank you,
Merry
Tag.
Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa.
Before we jump into stories and stuff.
We also got a tweet.
Oh yes, that's right.
We got a tweet this week, and I gotta go find it. Tweet of the week, bitch.
Who's that?
I have no idea.
My roommate clearly just got killed in the game. From Cinnabon, Cinny Ruxpin at Mr. On Point at Red Calamity. Check out Don't Fuck with Cats, a crazy documentary, and The Astronomy Club sketch comedy on Netflix. Now, I did not realize that she had put the Astronomy Club in here because I actually went and started watching the Astronomy Club without realizing it. It's a black sketch show.
Oh.
Which started off pretty good. Now, they have a trend in it that I hope don't keep up. The Astronomy Club is a bunch of sketches that are funny to a point, and then they go overboard. And it's not funny anymore. I'll show y'all one of them skits before y'all leave. But a couple of the first 2 skits like that, they were perfect if they wouldn't have took this extra 2 minutes to do what else they just did.
Oh, okay.
But
that's on Netflix too.
Yeah.
I like the dynamic.
Netflix is coming up.
Don't fuck with cats is crazy.
I saw the little, you know how when you hover over it, it'll give you like the little synopsis. So I did see it, see the synopsis, but On Point told me more about it. Now I really want to watch it.
The first video he did was he had 2 little kittens. And he put them in a vacuum sealed bag, and he sucked all of the air out of the vacuum sealed bag, and then he played with their bodies after they was dead.
Crazy fucker.
Fucking.
It was fucked up. Jesus. And then he kept putting videos out like that. They didn't show the full videos of him doing it. They just they showed you enough to fill in some gaps that still make it uncomfortable if you fuck with cats.
I don't even fuck with cats. Y'all know I don't get down with cats, but like that's fucked up. Like,
but it's just the whole. It really gives insight on how you can be found, bruh. Like, if you didn't know, every picture you take has data embedded in it that gives your GPS coordinates of having taken that picture.
We live in a Google world, man.
And one way that they tracked him at one of his locations is they went through all of his pictures, and one photo had the GPS coordinates in it. I mean, they looked at the cigarettes he had because different cigarettes have different warnings on them. It didn't have the general surgeon warning on them. So they was like, okay, these cigarettes come from Russia.
He's smoking Russian cigarettes?
No, he was doing a bunch of stuff to throw him off.
Oh, okay.
he was smart.
He's a psychopath.
Yeah, he's smart.
I just got a Google Hub. They had a good sale.
Which one did you get? The Nest Hub or the
Nest Hub?
Yeah, I got one of those too.
You like it?
It's pretty dope.
I'm waiting because I'm moving, so I hadn't even took it out the box.
I use it to set up my lights and whatnot.
I want to do that with the house. So
wait, what sale did they have on it?
Huh?
What kind of sale did they have?
Santa brought one to me.
Oh, I bought my own. You could get it. You
did it to yourself.
$79. You could get the Nest Hub, and they'll give you a Nest Mini for free.
Damn, that's dope.
So I got it.
Oh, not on Amazon. They got their own shit. My bad.
But Best Buy was honoring it, so I got mine through Best Buy.
Damn.
And it ends. I want to say today, the 29th. I want to say. Yeah, but $79. I got the touchscreen thing, and I got the mini.
It's not bad.
And it's not even usually $79. It's more than
like
that.
130.
Yeah. So. And I already had 3. I got a Google Home and 2 minis already, so I'll have one in every room.
Where you can listen to music.
In any room when I move.
Must be nice to be rich.
Anyway,
appreciate your Cindy Ruxpin for that tweet. Keep sending us stuff to watch. I've been really good about jumping on things when they suggest it, just like I did these 2. And I'm gonna keep watching the Astronomy Club.
I tried watching The Witcher.
It's slow.
It's slow.
I'm on episode 4.
I think that's where I'm at.
I ain't watching that shit.
And but it did make me want to go look at the game, so I have downloaded the game, The Witcher 3.
Are amazing. Like the way it looks and the shots are great.
Yeah.
It's just the story is a little slow.
And I don't like, what is his name? He played Superman.
Henry Cavill.
Yeah. Henry Cavill. So when I first started watching this, because I didn't know about the game, I didn't really know a lot about The Witcher. He immediately, have y'all ever seen the movie Mortal Kombat?
Yeah, he looks like Raiden.
He sounds like Raiden. He's doing that raspy thing with his voice that Raiden does.
That's how the character is in the game, though. And
I downloaded the game. I started playing it, and so I see. So now I'm like, okay, so he wasn't just doing too much.
This is
did you see him in Mission Impossible?
I love Mission Impossible. The other spy movie.
When he was in Mission Impossible, he was fire as hell, man.
He was a terrible Superman.
Acronym?
The man from Uncle.
Uncle, yeah. The acronym.
Yeah.
UNCLE.
You remember the acronym, but not the name. That's amazing.
Yeah. I just never seen that word split up like that. No, I've never seen
Your mind works different than everybody's.
It does work very differently.
That's a good thing.
But I'm trying to give it a shot because I like stuff like that. Like I play games like that from that period of time. I like that kind of shit.
Listen, y'all, The Witcher was so complicated to me to play.
I'm playing it now. I'm on
it's
Witcher 3.
two different swords.
Yeah.
It's got damn different styles. And then you got different magics. And then you got to hold one button to bring up all the magics. You got to choose a magic. I was like, man.
I didn't get through the tutorial.
I was like,
I finished the tutorial.
I bought the game and I was like, yo, this is too much.
I got Game Pass again and it's on Game Pass.
Well, you got high level of dedication to games anyway.
I beat games.
Oh, Untitled Goose Game.
Yeah.
Just came out on the Game Pass.
Really?
And that's what Colin been trying to get us to play.
I'm gonna go home and download it.
Yesterday,
I gotta go download it.
Shout out to you, Colin.
Yeah, because he's talked about that fucking game a lot.
Yeah.
You just being a dick as a goose. It's actually kind of fun.
That's interesting. So if you have a question you'd like for us to answer on the show, you can send it to our Gmail account, which is conversationconartists@gmail.com, or you can find us on Facebook, Conversation Con Artists, and send it to us that way. We're going to do what we normally do, which is discuss stories from over the 2019, but we had some stuff that we wanted to talk about just personally that has happened for us this year. So whoever wants to.
Oh,
you're the moderator. That's right, Cole Jackson. Do your
sorry,
job.
everybody. Hey, I was drunk. Look, so we're basically gonna kind of go into the personal side of things and kind of talk about what we want to do personally for 2020. So the first thing we have, this question was presented to us. What was the best thing that happened to you this year in 2019? I'll go ahead and start with On Point. What was okay?
Don't start with me.
Why not? Okay,
I'll jump it off.
Oh, he want me to go because I framed the question.
Okay,
that means she got some good shit she want to talk about. Red asked that question.
She jumped the whole three different tax brackets.
Yeah, I mean, it must be nice to be a 1%er now.
I have not talked about this on our show. I have talked about I got a job. First of all, I am not in the 1%. Do not listen to him. That is lies.
Are you Republican now too? Or how's that working out?
Anyway.
She's getting a gun.
I am getting a gun.
Yeah, there you go. In our
I am
style.
getting a gun because I'm living out in a house. Anyway.
It's better when I frame it that way.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
It's not. I did get a new job that has enabled me to do some stuff that I've been wanting to do. Live,
yes.
Essentially. I got a house that I'm moving into in the next few weeks, and just the job, the money is great, but you know how you get stagnant in life, you get settled, you do the same thing over and over again. This was me having to step out, be the new person, learn a whole new system of shit, a whole new job, and realizing that I still am capable of doing that. You get older, you get stuck in your ways, you do a job for so many years, and then being presented with this was a challenge. And it was hard. Like there was that first month, I was like, I made a big ass mistake doing this shit. Just because it was so much for me to learn, and I'm used to being good at everything that I do, and so not being so good at it and having to like really work at it was a test for me. But it's gotten a lot better. It presents its own challenges. It's not a perfect job by any means. I don't have a perfect supervisor by any means. It's a different supervisor from what I had before, thank God. But yeah, those two things I would say have been the highlight. And I'm going to be transparent here. I've never lived in a house. This house will be the first time I've ever lived in a house.
Really?
My parents, we had a trailer. My parents have a house now, but I was in college when they got it. I've never lived in a house. I went from living in a trailer to dorms to apartments. This will be the first time that I'll be living in a house, and it's my house.
Unlimited hot water. Your showers are gonna be
no,
nigga, that ain't unlimited because you gotta pay the bill.
I gotta pay the bill.
Better cut that shit.
Now you alright.
Better cut that shit to 4 minutes.
But
4 minutes. 20 or less.
Water bill high.
So that's been a big deal for me. And I don't think probably nobody knew that, but I've never lived in a house. So getting
awesome.
this house was like a big deal for me because it's one, it's a house and I've never lived in one, and two, it's one that I've gotten.
Right.
And I'm renting, I'm not buying, but it's still an accomplishment for me and something that made, because 2019 was on some fuck shit. Okay, I went through a lot of bullshit in 2019, so like it's ending on a good note. I feel like all of the fuck shit is ending in a good place. So for me, that would probably be the best thing that happened this year, was the new job and learning that I still am adaptable, that I haven't gotten too stuck in my ways. It was close because again that month I was like, God damn, I don't know what I did. Just stay my ass while I was it.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, congrats on that, man. That's good shit. Hey, Shogun, what about you? What's the best thing that happened to you this year?
I don't know if it's the best thing, but it's the most valuable thing that I took away from this year. My mom was diagnosed with cancer, not trying to get any sympathy points, but I learned the value of perspective and time and being appreciative of what you got. And that has reframed a lot of the way I think and look at things. So just being appreciative of what I have just is the most important thing I learned from this year. After that, I'm going to turn up the bullshit. So.
There you go. That's all good.
Yeah, y'all enjoy this sensitive version of him. It won't last long.
That nigga's sensitive all the time. No, he ain't. I'm just like, I be caping for you, bro.
Listen, actually, all of y'all are sensitive and don't realize it, but we ain't gonna go there.
I know I'm sensitive.
I don't care.
I already know what I am. I like women to spit in my mouth too, so it's fine.
Okay.
On point. Best thing that happened to you this year,
Sorry,
my friend.
you gotta follow there.
I don't interpret a lot of things in terms of best thing. It's just things happen. And some of them may be valuable, some of them maybe not.
So what was valuable to you this year?
What was valuable to me from a business perspective, my nonprofit was approved.
Sweet.
And so
That's
now
good.
we're trying to figure out what move we want to make.
Got to get back on that.
The nonprofit is called HYPE.
Yes.
Helping young people, and the E is going to be whatever program we have.
Yeah.
So helping young people
Education.
engage, helping young people evolve, helping young people enrich.
Empower.
And whatever we plan on having different programs in that situation.
We need to
Dope.
get back. I had started doing one of the programs, and then life just was like, bitch, bye. So that's one of the things I need to get back on.
Life was like, bitch, bye.
It was like,
Bye,
girl, no,
bitch.
not right now. But getting grants written and stuff. I need to get back on that.
That's good shit.
There's something in 2019 that I started that has helped me with my self-esteem tremendously. And I didn't know it was going to do it before I started it. But the first time I spewed out the words meat positivity, I had no idea that it was going to become such a strong presence
But it's
in my
not.
It is a
That's how
strong
movements start.
That's how it starts,
Life.
brother.
Like
But it's
avalanches
not.
start with the
What do you
first
mean?
snowball.
It's
Don't
really
listen
not.
to the haters.
Yeah. How
You
are
gotta
you telling
listen to
me?
yourself.
Right.
How are you telling me, Red, what wasn't?
It was amazing.
You're right.
It was amazing,
You
brother.
know what? Let me just sit over here and be quiet.
It was
You're right.
amazing. No, you said
It
ask you
is.
directly.
And it's not just a confidence thing for you, it's for all men. And
Exactly.
all men who believe in meat positivity.
That's it.
Exactly.
As we all do.
That's it. It's not about meat.
It's about me.
It's about me.
Just piggybacking on what Shogun said, it's about perspective.
Yes.
Red,
Love me,
okay?
not my meat.
Why can't we have new
You can love
perspective?
both, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
100%. You can absolutely have perspective and have your little
haters,
moment.
honestly-
the haters.
Honestly, as a man, like, you're supposed to be like the alpha male at all times. And what if the guy has something that's not alpha male
Ish.
approved? Yeah. You know, now he's like, oh man, I'm self-conscious about what I have.
Yeah,
This
y'all life
meat,
is so hard.
keep all this up. I'm
Yeah,
just gonna
man,
take
thank
them
you. Yeah, get that.
So-
Yeah.
So now we have a actual slogan and a campaign that makes everybody feel appreciative, you know,
Or appreciated.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go, brother.
So,
I mean-
Red, how do you suggest
I don't have
a
any
man
suggestions.
have a conversation with other men about not being selfish,
Right.
about being considerate of the partners that they with, about identifying themselves as a whole person rather than
Right.
just their member?
Right.
Righteous.
This is wrong.
Didn't say it was wrong.
This would be us condemning slut walk or something like that.
If
We
it's not
can't do
wrong,
it.
what is it? What is it that creates such backlash for you?
It doesn't create backlash. I said y'all can have your little movement.
And it's not little.
petty black
It's not-
person.
That's
it's
just
not
like-
little.
Petty black person.
I don't care
You
what
can
you
have your
heard.
little stuff.
You sound like
It's
a
all
mama.
right.
This is just one of your little friends. One of your little friends. One of
Petty
your
black
little friends.
person. Lord have
He my
mercy.
friend, but he ain't little.
Oh.
But no, I like the meat positivity campaign. I'm.
I
backing
think
it.
it's amazing.
I want a shirt, some stickers, or whatever else comes.
I
with it.
want a fucking flag. Well, meat positivity
yes.
flag.
I'm
I
with
want a
Oh
flag.
God!
I'm
Now they're
around
gonna
front
go
of my
create a
door.
flag.
Y'all can have the slut walk. We can have meat positivity.
Okay, first of all,
I'm
I
not
don't
saying
have a
you. I'm
slut
saying
wall
y'all as in women.
because I have my own opinions about that.
Oh wow.
But you know, again, you have your little. I'm just here. Just sit.
No, I'm happy that you came up with something like this.
Yes.
Okay,
Exactly.
Yeah.
great.
So,
I'm with it.
That's lovely.
I'm with it.
What happened to you this year, Cole?
Oh shit. Wow. I got a new job, and it's pretty good. Yeah, I switched jobs.
Cole?
It was nah, nigga.
trying.
I'm grinding. I'm trying. As soon as I get this
There
overtime,
you go.
I feel like James Evans. Like
Right.
when I get this overtime, then I can be balling
So
out.
he ain't Rich Cole,
I heard. I just said it. I just said.
but
Rich
it didn't
Cole.
stick.
It didn't,
Well, I'm not moving
because
into
he
a
was like,
house with a new TV and furniture and shit.
Nigga, you ain't got no furniture, my nigga.
No, I'm on the floor.
the
I'm sitting on. I'm about to start this OnlyFans and then.
I know what that is. This is
Oh,
one
you
of
know
the-
that
I do
is?
know
Oh,
what that is.
God, yeah.
I got one.
Positivity, yes.
Yes.
No,
I don't know. I got a new job.
you were unhappy where you were before.
Yeah, I was gonna.
It
kick
has
my,
changed
I was
your
gonna,
attitude.
I was
like,
gonna kick my boss's ass, so
Yeah.
that's good. I
Didn't
think
need to do that,
that
man.
I really, I think that me and my partner over here, Shogun, I like where our podcast is going.
That's
and
another question.
Huh?
That's another question.
oh, well, I mean, it can fade into other
Okay.
things.
So we'll ask the
Bleed
other
into
question.
shit.
What's the other question?
Yeah, and you can just start with it,
Okay, so the next is it the next question?
or maybe skip the third one since you like
How
where the
have-
podcast is.
how
going.
have
I
you
said skip to the
improved-
third one?
What what are your podcasting goals for 2020?
Okay, so what are y'all podcasts
To
goals?
bleed into from the last question.
Yes.
Wow. Most definitely want to do more merch. We did merch this year, and it was people actually they supported it and they was with it, and I thought that was cool. It was for the whole website and everybody's stuff sold, so I thought that was dope. So we plan on doing more merch. Hopefully we can do this YouTube thing. We put a few videos out there, and we've gotten some really good feedback and some pretty good views. View numbers not bad. So hopefully we can do the visuals for our podcast to be out there, so we can kind of get that going. I want to take over the world, Craig.
Alright.
Like, we want to take over the world. So that's my goal, man. Just more merch, more video.
I mean,
Bigger and better. Like, our show's gonna be bigger and better than next year, like we always do.
Oh, y'all are co-hosts, so you...
I guess, to tag in on this, were you done with yours? I don't want to just cut
Go
you off.
tag in.
All right. To be honest with you, I think our podcast is one of the best podcasts out there. Not just because I'm on the show, but because we keep it engaging and it's always changing.
Yeah.
But what I want to change for the next year is not the podcast, but me, myself on the podcast. I think I do a pretty decent job conveying my message, but sometimes it's missing the target. So I'm trying my best to figure out a new way of repackaging what I'm saying. Most people are telling me, don't change shit. We got it.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
I feel
But
like
I feel like we can
you're gonna get
get a little
pushback
bit
no
better.
matter what.
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
I mean,
not
it
worried
happens.
about that. But this year I didn't really engage on social media. So next year I plan on being more supportive that way. So
There you go.
we're gonna grow.
We will.
We've talked about engaging on social media for
We
years.
have. We're
and
so
we
horrible
don't.
at it. We're just not good at it.
You know, we're professional counselors, and this podcast started off as a way for us to be unfiltered, let out whatever we wanted to. We have the conversations that we would have on Red's couch, on on audio. And that's what the podcast started off for us. And so for me, the podcast has pretty much been self-care. It's been a way for me because I'm an independent contracting counselor. I don't work like in an office. I don't work next to somebody where we go on break together and we sit down. So everybody I talk to during my week, considering that I'm also not a super social person, are people that I talk to with ethical boundaries. So I'm not talking about religion. I'm not talking about current events. I'm not talking about news and politics. I'm trying to help them with whatever their struggle is. And so coming to do this podcast is a way for me to say whatever I want, however I want. And our struggle as a podcast has always been marketing more, being more vocal in public at the cost of the people in our professional lives, finding out that we talk like this and have this kind of dialogue.
It's a difficult dance to do.
And or stifling our dialogue that is our self-care in order to be appropriate for the people out there, in order for us to market more.
Because the anonymity is why we can be as open and say,
Yeah.
But if you market it and everybody knows that we're connected to it, then it becomes, we may not be wanting to be as open just because now we know that people that we professionally help.
And even at that point, even if we chose to stifle and throttle how we communicate, we're still facing that we got 216 old episodes where we weren't doing that, that people can now just go find anyway. I mean, there's ways we can deal with and manage that if we wanted to change. Like, we could put 216 episodes on another platform or private, and people can go get to them some kind of way,
Patreon.
in a different way. But I don't know what I want to do. We're still trying to figure it out. I have a lot of goals for 2020 for my individual self, and I'm going to see where podcasting fits into that. I am really trying to be more intent on being in social media. I've just really been lollygagging in 2019. I have not been active on Instagram. I've not been active on Facebook. I've not been active on dialogue and letting people know what I think about things and how I feel. And I'm tired of subduing how I feel and how I think about stuff for the sake of professionalism and for the sake of
it's difficult.
People not perceiving me in a certain way. And so I've got a lot of restructuring to do for myself. And I think when 2020 starts and I really dive into that, I'm going to get a better picture of what that looks like. And I guess y'all going to be on a journey with me for that. And we'll see how the podcast grows from there.
I think next year is going to be big because I feel like the council culture is going away. Not saying that you would say anything that's going to cause some people to come after you, but I feel like people are finally understanding that there's nuances to a lot of arguments. And so if you have a disagreement, I don't think people are going to come at you with pitchforks. They're going to actually listen to what you have to say. So, I mean, you hear it all the time from your podcast. You see all the tweets and the messages and the comments and the emails. People usually agree with where you're coming from, and then they actually listen to you. It's as you explain what you're talking about, they get it. I don't think you're going to have a problem saying that on a much wider scale when you go to social media.
Yeah.
But that's part of my problem.
Mine is to be maybe a little bit more transparent. I feel like I am transparent because I feel like y'all know a whole lot of shit about my life. But I feel like there's still maybe some things that I don't know that I'm. And I mean that is just kind of who I am as a person. Right. So that's not going to change a ton. But just kind of trying to be a little bit more cognizant of conversations that I have and conversations that I take part in is something that I moving forward wanted to do. Like I said, I wasn't offended by the whole oh my god you're talking about sex thing. It was more of a surprise. What was you?
That was just funny.
What was
I get what you're saying.
It was funny what you said. Like I was like, oh my god, like
that was. I mean, that's what it was. But like,
but I mean, you just don't talk about it. People don't know
you as well as we do, so they're gonna react.
You just don't talk about it.
And again, that's why I wasn't offended. I was just very surprised because I didn't realize that I was.
Hey man, we kind of like recording.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This nigga and his chip.
I was trying to put it to the side. My bad.
Thank you for
Rattling
folding
bags
it,
and
but yeah.
shit.
Well, I did it down here. Shit.
All right. All right, children.
But it was just his roommate just really must have got tagged.
No, that was a good, yeah. They did some good shit.
Oh.
The last one was a bad one. He just killed somebody in the group
won.
then.
But yeah, it just made me realize how people might be viewing me, and I didn't realize it. Like, I'm oblivious a lot to shit, so it was a way for me to just kind of get an idea about how people view me, and now that I know that I can change the narrative the way that I want to. So
You have the power.
I have the power.
That was good conversation. Are we gonna do the other?
Yeah.
So another question that was presented to us was, how have you improved personally and also as a podcaster? I will start with you, Shogun.
Man, I think I already said how do I have improved personally. I'm trying to focus on listening more. So that's really what I'm trying to do. Why did you make that? She's like, oh my God. Anyway, no, it's fine. I put out a lot. So I'm trying to receive more. And so thank you for nodding your head. So now that I know that I listen, and I listen with a purpose. And so I think I've just internalized what people are saying the wrong way. Like over the Christmas break, I got not really an argument, but into a discussion with my brother. And I'm like, why don't you understand what I'm saying? We got into an argument. I'm going to say argument now. We got into an argument over Nick Cannon and Eminem. Like, this is the most pointless argument to ever get into.
Yes.
But I beat a dead horse because people don't see things from my perspective. And so I'm trying my best to step back and then look at it through their eyes, explain where I'm coming from, and then have a whole conversation over everything. So that's what I'm trying to improve on. It's been a process, but I feel like I'm getting better. As a podcaster, I say I'm just going to be more engaged.
Good deal. What about you, Mr. On Point?
What about me? How have I improved
Personally
and also as a podcaster? I don't know about as a podcaster. I feel like I've been doing the same shit for 3 years.
It works.
I feel like I've been more intent about finding stories and being accurate since we got a letter that indicated that sometimes we be wrong about some stuff. So I tried to be more intent on being right or just acknowledging that I may be wrong instead of saying stuff and just going with it like it's right. I used to do that before I got that letter. I used to just be like, this the name.
Right.
That's what I think it is, and that's what's going. So I've tried to be just more intentional about what I say and how I say in those moments. I feel like I'm pretty intentional about what I want to say and what I think most of the time, but some moments show up. Also, something that I don't let a lot of people in on is that, I speak very confidently as if I fully believe everything I'm saying. A lot of times, the strength with which I have a dialogue is still a dialogue that's developing for me. It's still something that's growing. It's still something that I feel like I need to pick a side to know where I need to be pulled away from or what. And I think that, because I think that brings out a strong dialogue with another person. Mm-hmm. But I think I need to be more intentional about letting people know that, I don't know where I am with this dialogue. Let this dialogue be how we bring it about, and I'll come up with something from it. I want to see how that goes. I think a lot of times I've pulled so heavily in one direction when in my head I'm just trying to figure out where I'm at, that the other people don't know where in the world I'm at with something.
Mm-hmm. So
I'm trying to work on that.
I'm right there with you.
Personally, I've embarked on a relationship that is new to me, and it's a polyamorous relationship, which is consensual non-monogamy, and I'm growing in it in a whole bunch of different ways. Like the level of how well I thought I communicated before, like this is the epitome of communicating about things that one may be uncomfortable, and two, are completely challenge everything I've been conditioned to believe about relationships over the last 35 years. And I tell a story to my girlfriend about early in my life when I was in McDonald's working, being scoped out by the 23-year-old that would take my virginity at some point. So I walk into work and the dudes in the back are like, I wish my girlfriend would ask me if she can go to the movie with a dude. They were punching the machines and stuff, like being all macho.
So we couldn't get no ice cream because
I'm just saying, it was like domestic violence. They put the side of the grill and stuff. Like, let my girl ask me, boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm
You
saying?
need to take that anger and make better burgers.
But
that shit.
In that moment, what I didn't know is that they knew that my girlfriend was going to ask me if she could go to the movies with me.
Wow.
That day on break. I didn't know that when they was having this conversation. I'm like, where this coming from? And I didn't know if they knew that I haven't been asked yet or they didn't care. But at that moment, I was 16. A girl asked me if she can go to the movies with a dude. I was like, yeah, that's fine. Like, I feel like that's always been in me, but what's been conditioned to me is you supposed to be with one person, and when you're with this one person, you're supposed to police them. When you're with this one person, you're supposed to monitor who they're around. You're supposed to monitor who they talk to. You're supposed to be their guard dog. You're supposed to be uncomfortable if they have certain conversations with other men. You're supposed to, make sure you don't have these kind of conversations with women that, might be deemed inappropriate. All of those things that we're conditioned to be and believe in a monogamous relationship. I'm trying to find out where my level of comfort is with just what I'm uncomfortable with in the relationship like that versus what I'm just conditioned to be uncomfortable with. And so for my personal journey, this year it has been about, I'm going to call it communicating in relationships because of that.
Is it? Oh,
that's it.
That's a lot of work, man.
Yeah,
it's a lot of work. It's different.
Yeah,
but
it'll be worth it though.
You can do it. Red. How have you improved personally and also as a podcaster?
She got the bag.
I don't know.
Secured the bag.
As a podcaster, I'm ignoring y'all.
Secured the bag.
Because
Red.
again, like as I said, we kind of do the same thing. Like I said, I think that at the end of the year here, I'm realizing maybe I need to start being a little bit more open about certain things. So I guess that will be what I would say for that. And personally, I think that this new job has made me be a lot more, and I won't say a lot more because I already was compassionate, but where I work at now, these are kids that have really severe mental illness, and seeing the parents that they come from, and I already saw this at my old job, but this is just on another level of, Christmas time came and there were a lot of parents that left their kids at this facility.
What?
Yeah, there were kids that I bought a Christmas present for one of the kids actually because he wasn't gonna get anything, and I felt bad for him. It was books, secondhand books, because that's what he wanted. All he wanted were books. He likes
That's dope.
What is his name? He writes like military book. Nah, he like
Tom Clancy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tom Clancy. He just wanted Tom Clancy books and some hot fries.
That sounds like a great ass.
That sounds my typical Saturday night.
Right? So that's all he wanted. And so just seeing
dang, man.
That and I always know that behavior serves a purpose, and I know that when you look at people's lives and you see what they're doing, you don't know what brought them to that point.
Right.
And working here has just driven that more home for me, just because some of these parents don't need to have kids.
But there's no instructions on how to be a parent.
There isn't, but
and
there's certain shit you should just know not to do though.
Yeah, but not everybody.
I know that. But the sad part is this is how family cycles are created. You have parents that don't know what the fuck to do, that raise kids that don't know what the fuck to do, who then start raising kids that don't know what the fuck to do, and so you have these generations.
And that's why you here to break
of
the
bullshit. Well, and I do what I can. But it takes more than me. It takes more than a facility. It takes a lot, especially when a kid has been through some of the stuff that these kids have been through. You hear the stories of, little girls that have been molested by their dads and brothers. We had oh my God, I don't even want.
Yeah, please don't.
But I think it has made me, and again, I always have, because of what I do, looked at, okay, there has to be a reason why this person behaves the way that they do. It has allowed me to see that a lot more, and I feel like anytime these situations happen, it improves me in my personal life because I'm a lot less judgmental of people. I'll still get you to fuck together.
Yeah.
Okay. Do not misunderstand. All right. I'll get you all the way to fuck together if you're doing some bullshit. But I'm gonna be a lot more understanding of the why or where it's coming from, and realize that you're not just being a dick, maybe, and then there's something behind it. But I will still get you the fuck together. Didn't say that my compassion means I'm gonna let shit ride, because that ain't who I am.
Right.
At all.
Wow, that got
That's what we like about you, though.
that got real fast.
Always does with me. Goes from 0 to 100.
see
Back
that.
down to 0.
Jesus.
Nah.
Not back down to
Nah,
0.
you don't be coasting on 0, nigga.
I coast on 0. Well, who was
He
that?
mentioned Cardi B and you was on 50 already.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, nah.
I'm always ready.
Right.
Oh my
I
God.
stay ready.
Yep.
Cole,
Terrible.
personally, podcast.
How have I improved? I think.
Your confidence
For me-
level has jumped this year.
Yeah.
I can
Sure.
say that. I seen it.
No, I
When
have
you see,
too.
when you
Yeah.
see it happen.
You have been more confident.
Oh, thank you.
This
Okay.
whole entire year, dog. Like, you was not to the level where you wanted to talk to different people, and I've seen you being more outgoing.
Oh, I'm always outgoing.
Yeah,
I
but-
have to. It's my business. That's the part
Yeah,
of
I'm
the
not
business
trying
you're
to
part.
put
not-
all your information
I know
out here.
what
You're-
you're saying.
You're not outgoing,
But,
and there's ways in which you're not outgoing.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. I guess I took a couple leaps of faith as far as my website and the podcast, with actually just trying to get some merch out there and trying to see how that worked. And then I guess on a personal level, I guess doing this new job, because I really didn't have to. I could have just stayed where I was and just kicked my boss's ass. But instead, I just decided to get out there. I had a
You wouldn't do well in prison.
Huh?
You wouldn't do well in
I got too
prison.
many
Let's
cousins
hope
in
he
prison.
doesn't go to
I got
prison.
too many
I'm saying
cousins.
if he whooped his boss's ass, I'm just saying
I
that
got
it
too
was-
many cousins in jail. I think I can coast for a little while.
Okay.
Now they give me
hope
if they
so.
give me 5 years
Let's
now.
not find out.
But I think I took two leaps of faith and they both kind of worked out. So that was really cool. That was really cool. And as far as like a podcaster, I actually feel like I feel like this is probably my best podcasting year ever. Like I think that as far as like my end of the podcast, I think what I bring to the table. No, I'm just saying.
You're talking about you.
I'm
You're
saying
supposed
like I feel like I compliment you better, if that makes sense.
to. That's
You get what I'm
because you're in
saying?
a different head. That's what we were saying about you being in a different headspace, though.
So I feel like, you know what I'm saying, you throw the oops and I catch them, or
Yeah.
if I throw the behind the back pass, you shoot that
I
three.
got a question for y'all. This was posed to us. Between the two of us, who's the most rational between the two of us?
Cole,
See? Told you.
Who's the most radical between the two of us?
you.
Damn it. All right.
And she
Goals
didn't
for 2020.
she didn't even read the letter.
I don't have to. I know you niggas.
That's funny.
So
It's not okay. Let me, because I don't want to. It's not that you're not rational. You have not discovered the ability to be able to leave something on the table and walk away from it. That somebody could have a different opinion and that it's not going to change just because you fully explain your side.
Mm-hmm.
You've not learned to do that. And so it comes across sometimes as you being irrational because it's like, it's fine, just let it go. But I think that's a lot of what it is that I can agree to disagree. Like, I can listen to your point. I can see where you're coming from. I can still disagree and walk away from it. You want to continue until they get it and, like, they agree with you.
Right.
And, like, you can't, sometimes that's not going to happen.
It's a waste of time.
It is.
Is that the same thing you described with your brother's situation?
Yeah.
You beat the
That's
dead horse.
exactly
Yes. And I've seen it. I've seen you not be able to walk away, even though it's very obvious that you feel how you feel, this person feel how they feel, it ain't gonna change. You still like, but what I'm saying makes sense though. And what I'm saying is right, and you should understand it. And so I think that's what it is. I don't think you come across, I wouldn't say irrational. I just think that you haven't discovered the art of agreeing to disagree. Truly agreeing to disagree.
And I won't go that deep with my explanation of it. For you, mine is, I think you come off that way sometimes because it's in you need to present all the possibilities. Like, you need to present all the evidence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Opposed, some of us look and we be like, no, this evidence.
Yes.
And you be like, wait, it's other evidence that exists.
Yeah.
And so when you talk about this evidence all the way over here, it make you seem like you're advocating for that role sometimes, when you're just presenting other evidence that challenges some of our evidence.
Yep.
And that's why I be telling you that perspective is necessary, but it comes with the risk of being perceived
Right.
as taking this side.
Right.
And that's the same thing I'm talking about too. Because I'm running the risk of being perceived as taking these sides
side, yeah.
when I'm not letting people know I'm still growing in this dialogue. I really don't know where I am. Now when I say that, you know that I'm just presenting all this different stuff to try to figure out where I land on.
And that's
dialogue.
part of the difficulties of being a podcaster, because we talk about stuff at the moment that it happens. Like, most listeners have the privilege of sitting back and seeing the story develop over time.
Oh,
And so
yeah.
their opinions are going to change as shit happens. Like, we come off with these hot takes straight off the cuff, and it's like, we might be right, we might be wrong, but this is how it feels, or this is how it's happening at the moment. But I agree with what y'all saying. Not arguing.
Step one. Look at you.
Yeah. I've been this way the whole
Somebody
time.
get this man a chip.
I've been this way the whole
Give
time.
him his chip.
All right.
Already, give him his chip. There you go.
But yeah, irrational, I wouldn't say. I
Okay.
think that for somebody that doesn't know you and that doesn't see you in social settings, because the podcast is very one-sided. Y'all are talking to an audience that doesn't talk back. I've seen you have dialogue, conversations back and forth.
Yeah.
And so I get to see the whole picture of it. So I wouldn't say irrational. Like I said, I just think that you haven't discovered how to walk away sometimes, because sometimes it's okay. You can still feel that way, and I can still feel how I feel, and we just agree to disagree.
Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself.
He didn't.
Well, of course
He
not.
was somebody get him killed. Shit. Finally, if we're gonna talk about this too,
Oh, for fuck's sake.
we're gonna get it.
Go ahead.
So apparently on this list of things,
All right.
we have a new meat campaign.
No.
We have a new
And
meat campaign.
I'm excited.
I'm not.
We have a new
I'm
meat
excited
campaign.
about this.
2019 was the year of meat positivity, which is going to be an umbrella for a number of terms that are going to take shape in 2019 or 2020. The first one of those is meat exclusivity.
Ooh.
Meat exclusivity.
What you talking about?
Meat exclusivity in the relationship is going to be about men being faithful to their partners. If you're not in a relationship, meat exclusivity is going to be about treating your meat right. The relationship that a man
I
has
don't have a
with
problem
his
with
meat.
that.
Look, treat your meat right.
I don't have a
There's a
problem
lot of
with that at all.
things we can do that make our meat wrong. We can be out hitting raw. We can be hitting one chick in the morning and one chick at
I
night.
ain't doing all that.
These things are healthy for your meat. All
I ain't doing
right,
all that, brother.
Yeah.
they're not healthy.
That's how I knew
No,
about
no.
black.
This is some stuff people need to hear.
Manscape a little bit, get some shaves going. You know what I'm saying? Build a relationship with your meat.
Manscaping is important. Some of y'all
Manscaping is important. I'm telling you.
Can't be
Y'all
like
know
a
that
werewolf.
hair hold odors in it.
can't be.
Y'all didn't know
Like a
that.
werewolf.
Hell, who?
Oh, yeah.
Otis.
That hair holds odors.
It does.
in it.
Oh, I said Otis. Who is that nigga? I ain't never heard
No,
him
holds
before.
odors, man.
Oh.
You gotta chop that strawberry off every
I got
now
you.
and then. Let
Okay.
that shit grow back up.
Okay, that's all good.
You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
This would be a perfect place to put in one of those Bevel commercials or something.
Meet Exclusivity, man. That's the new one. Shout out to Colin for the collaboration on that. He's gonna be joining us to have some conversations.
Nice.
I've shaved balls before.
You've shaved
You
balls.
should.
Was that a fetish?
Wait. You should definitely tell that story on this podcast, but just not today. That's amazing.
That is great. I appreciate that input.
That was fetish thing?
No.
Oh.
That's
Some people have a shave
Like, you don't
fetish.
work in a hospital, so that's gonna
Now
be
I'm gonna tell
interesting
you, I
story.
would not leave that up to. That'd be so terrifying.
For somebody else to shave them.
Yeah.
I know. That's why I want her to tell her story, just not today.
Not about to nick my balls.
That's what I'm saying. You
If
don't know
it's
how.
somebody I cared about, I'm not
I
gonna
hope
nick his
so.
balls.
Shit, you got a razor and his dick in your hand.
He trusted
It's
me.
the color purple
obviously.
all
I
over
hope he
again.
does.
I didn't have one of those kind of
Like
fucking
master,
things.
master wanted shave.
Yeah, I cut myself with a fucking razor with the guard.
What the fuck are you trying to go low? Where you trying to get that fade in?
Scorch the earth.
I don't think I nicked his balls. It went okay.
You said
Fade.
nicked.
Trying to make sure his fade was straight.
What do you think I said?
Nah.
Nicked his
No.
balls? Okay. Anyway.
You definitely did what he thought you said at some point.
Right.
I don't know.
Change the N to an L. Right.
Oh, for God's sake. I was like, what? I was slow on that one. Okay.
I can't wait. 2021 is going to be
That's
meat
gonna be
supremacy. I can't wait. Meat supremacy is going to be... if everything goes
I don't know.
right.
That could be taken wrong.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good
technically our
thing.
society is meat supremacy.
Already meat supremacy.
Damn.
That sounds like oppression. We already got that.
Oh my god, those are pretty good questions, guys.
Yeah.
So from here on out, throughout for the rest of the podcast, Shogun and Mr. On Point was nice enough to bring up some wonderful things that happened throughout the year.
Because
so,
me and Cole were unprepared.
yeah, I said fuck it. I was like, I'm drunk. I ain't got time for this
Fucking
shit.
moving and doing shit. So.
I didn't know we were recording.
And I got on call.
I
I
think
was
you-
on call. I'm on call this weekend. I had to go to work.
I think you, because your rich habits now don't allow you to do those types of things.
What rich habits would those be?
I don't know. You probably laying your bed of
Speaking
diamonds.
of rich habits, this sounds like a perfect time for a
Good
segue.
segue.
This year we started out with a lot of early Democrat candidates talking about ways to get the black vote. One of those ways was bringing the conversation of reparations back up.
That shit done slowed down, hadn't it?
It disappeared. How do y'all feel about this conversation and what happened to it throughout the year?
shit.
We talked about
Niggas
this
don't
on
count
the
no
show,
more.
About how reparations didn't need to be money.
Monetary.
Yeah.
I think the people who supposed to be talking about reparations are still talking about reparations. Like Ta-Nehisi Coates, he got a whole book about reparations. He still talk about that in interviews. Like, there are people who are talking about how to do this. And I think, some states have actually formed committees dedicated to figuring out what reparations would look like if it could.
We had a story. I think it was Minnesota. I don't forget what state it was, but it was a place that actually was taking. They was taxing
Their marijuana.
weed, their marijuana, and actually using it to give to people who aren't able to buy houses and to build their community up and stuff like that. I mean, there's people coming up with ways to do this shit.
But they're like, they're gonna give that money to the people and they're gonna go back and buy weed. You know, like I'm skeptical about. That's why I'm skeptical about money being the thing that you give to people, because then you don't know if the people who created the plan genuinely said we're going to help conditions of these people, or we're going to give these people something to give back to us,
Right?
So that we can give these taxes, but we making us a loop. And so I don't know.
And that's the way I look at it too. I think they already have the end goal set, that they know what we're gonna do with this money, because we don't have any black banks, so we're gonna take it right back to them.
So do y'all think the conversation in reparations is gonna pick back up as soon? Because it's election year.
Once Trump gets out of the office, I believe it will, because they're gonna need something else. Like, that's what they talk about when they need the black vote.
But is that gonna change the way?
perspective.
Is that gonna change the way you guys are gonna vote though?
Yes.
Really? Like, if somebody talking good reparation talk, that's gonna change the way you vote?
Yes, you were earlier this year. You were supportive of Andrew Yang just because he was thinking about,
I'm supportive of Andrew Yang because he thinks outside the box. I like his ideas. His ideals are like really cool, and he's trying to future-proof shit. You get
But
what
he
I'm
also
saying?
trying to give you $1,000 a month. Too,
Yeah,
right?
but anybody who can talk about trying to
So-
with the guy who he's looking at automations take us losing jobs and stuff like that, and like I'm trying to figure out a way for you guys to actually still be able to live. That makes sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Like if you look at how things are going, like with McDonald's, with Amazon, with all of these different companies actually taking jobs away from people, I mean, we gotta have something. Gotta get some kind of income. So I think Andrew Yang has a good point on some of the stuff that he's talking about.
Andrew Yang comes off at the moment as like a one-trick pony, as it pertains to all he has is automation. He have a really good answer for automation. He have a really good answer for Amazon and Netflix paying their fair share and what we can do with it. But he have little to no answer for everything else that's being asked on the whole debate stage,
Right.
as far as everything else goes. And this is the same thing that happened with Trump. He had no answers for anything, and so it was unpredictable when he got in the office. I don't think Andrew Yang would be as unpredictable, but right now, we as a Democratic Party, I think, need some answers. Now, I want $1,000 a month. So I ain't gonna. I mean, he just moved up to number 4 above Pete Buttigieg.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Pete's out, man.
he been slipping up in his campaign.
Yeah.
Oh, Mayor Pete.
Yeah, Mayor Pete, and I don't know.
I
Andrew
like
Yang campaign been grinding like he just partnered with Childish Gambino for that merch, and I'm like, man, like their campaign is they own it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think reparations is gonna be what get the black vote, because it's never been what got the black vote before ever.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the black vote have been gotten by the Democratic Party consistently.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I don't think reparations is going to be what has to be there. But I think that we are becoming so... I think we're becoming so intent on them telling us what they're going to do for us that we shaking them all out. And that's going to be a problem. Like, the problem with the Republican Party is they accept damn near anybody for anything. The problem with the Democratic Party is we don't accept nobody for shit.
Right.
And so
You
that's
gotta
how
be a gay woman that's black.
a gay woman that's black.
That's kind of what they want. They want to check off all the boxes.
I don't know. I don't think that's what they want in a candidate. I think that's just what the candidate need to start being able to cater towards some groups. But the reality is the president of America don't work like that. You got to find that shit in local politics.
Yeah.
Right.
Federal shit still don't trump local laws. And so we need to be looking at what we think big shit can be done. We really need to be looking at what we think our leader will impact foreign policy and American perception. Donald Trump has fucked up American perception. Who on that stage will enhance American perception and grow our foreign policy after Donald Trump done fucked it up? How he gonna grow these relationships? Do y'all know the last thing just happened? Donald Trump, in the Canadian version of Home Alone 2, Donald Trump's 7-second cameo was cut out of it.
I mean, that's come on. It's
And
the Canadian.
he
It's
blamed
Canada.
Justin Trudeau, but they cut that out in 2014. They cut out a bunch of scenes out of the movie to make it less than 2 hours for a TV there. But they taking this moment to blame that. Canada don't do shit to nobody. Why are we creating enemies?
I've been saying that all year about Russia, but that's a whole nother conversation.
I mean, Russia always been an enemy to everybody. That's where this Ukrainian shit come from. Russia has told Trump that Ukraine probably did some of this stuff, and Trump ate it up. You know, because to me, in my head, Trump is desperately seeking approval from a person that he probably see as powerful as his father. And he ain't never gonna get it. But that's why he responded to all of these.
You talking about Vladimir?
Every powerful dictator. He try to be friends with all of them. Fucking Kim Jong-un, Vladimir Putin, the motherfucker over in Venezuela, killing everybody.
He said the motherfucking
Bruh.
I know he's really killing everybody.
No, I'm just saying. He just said the
Donald
motherfucker.
Trump is trying to be friends with all these hardcore motherfuckers, and it don't make sense. The only thing that makes sense is he looking for a father figure type dude to get approval from.
Yeah, my perspective on that is completely different. I look at it like, why wouldn't you want to be friends with, dictators? Like, we don't want to start a war.
Well, it's not that you don't want to be friends with dictators, but you can't give dictators in the position that America is in, which is why nobody has ever granted Kim Jong-un a meeting until Trump, is because you don't want to validate the bullshit they doing if they doing bullshit. Putin, Kim Jong-un, Venezuela motherfucker, I don't remember his name, have all been doing bullshit.
Duarte? Yeah.
Duarte, I think.
Duarte.
Smarter than me.
Something like that.
I can't even.
Either way, so you don't want to validate that. No, you don't want to create an enemy with them, but you can't create a friend with somebody that's doing bullshit. Or like the kid in the classroom that eat glue and just stare at people all the time. It's like you don't gotta go sit next to him to be his friend. You know what I'm saying?
When that nigga shoot up the school, you want to be his friend, goddamn.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying. You don't want to be his enemy, goddamn.
Right.
But you don't have to be his friend.
I see what you're saying.
You really can just let him sit over there on that island by himself and be like, we're not going to acknowledge him. We're not going to fuck with him. But what Trump has done, Trump done went over there and said, hey, nobody else understands you.
Right.
But I do. But Trump don't know what the fuck that means.
And now
that motherfucker might pump you 6 times.
But they just threatened us again about a Christmas Day surprise. And so it turned out to be nothing. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
So it's like, when we're looking at politicians, I really feel like we need to be separating the local and the federal. But I think what the federal does is it steamrolls down into what emboldens and empowers the local politics. We see that with Trump.
Right. When
Trump got in the Republican, it done steamrolled down to all these judges. It done steamrolled down to all these local politicians and how their message come across. You know, if it was Hillary Clinton instead of Trump, it would have been bolded a lot more blue legislation than red legislation. It would have been bolded a lot more blue judges than whatnot. But one thing that Trump is doing that the right love is that he's stacking these courts. You know, but that being said, this all went.
We got a long way. So we've used up our allotment of Trump talk for the day.
Yeah, we've used up our allotment of Trump talk. But as far as reparations, I think the reason that the dialogue is coming back out is because we are tired of dealing with the shit that's been dealt with, and I'm seeing that every single year and every single month that we keep going. Black folks ain't having this overt disrespect no more. Black folks are not willing to put up with shit that's been going on.
Right.
And this conversation is going on in homes. It's like, we've been treated like shit. Ain't nobody saying I'm sorry. Ain't nobody done nothing about it. It's probably time for something to be done.
You know what? That brings up a really good point. It's time for Jesse Smollett to say he's sorry. Y'all remember Jesse from earlier this year?
How can we not?
Jesse.
It's just.
I'm sorry, Jesse
He got a bunch of clones now.
Oh man.
He started a movement. He did start a movement. All these people that do this shit, they're talking about they cut my dreads.
People.
They cut my dreads.
I am still.
They cut my dreads off.
You know who the original Jesse is?
Who?
The boy that cried wolf?
Rachel Dolezal.
Oh.
What y'all talking about?
She did some good.
She did some good.
Yeah.
But she
Just ain't do nothing good, nothing positive.
She still be doing good if her parents hadn't
Yo, her
outed
parents
her.
fucked it up.
If her parents had outed her, people still be walking around thinking she a nigga.
Her parents was like, "Why don't you like your white privilege? What's wrong with you, girl? We work hard for this. You don't even want to.
Our slaves work hard for this.
Like, I understood Rachel though.
Jesse.
If I was white, I feel the same way. Like if I woke up white tomorrow, I feel bad for being white. I'd be mad.
Wow.
I'd be mad.
I would too. I'll be like, hey, nigga.
I'd be like, no, they gonna think I'm one of them.
Can't do this.
Fuck y'all.
And I'm
I'm
like,
white.
oh my God, black
Fuck
people.
all of y'all. I'm white.
Yeah.
Oh, you be alright.
Why would I care? Why would I care about your existence? I'm white. My life is perfect.
That's so rude.
That is the truth.
I lost my taste. I can't
No, they have
season.
season
I
mouth.
can't season no more.
Yeah, season mouth.
You don't need to season shit or watch it. That's racist. All right.
Wow.
So Jesse Smollett.
Wow. Terrible.
Yeah, that did start a snowstorm of bullshit. People
Like the one here recently.
the girl with the dreads.
The other girl who got took and she was taken, but then she wasn't because it was her boyfriend. She didn't want to leave because her boyfriend.
Oh, that was in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that one really pissed me off. Both of those, the girl with the dress and this girl, pissed me off because these things really are happening. And when you have bullshit that happens and you have people that do shit like that, then the people who already think that the bullshit that's happening is not happening pulls onto that and says, well, she lied. She ain't got
They
kidnapped.
be like, see?
Yep.
But that ain't be happening.
Jesse is still holding on to the fact that he said that this happened.
He kissed my ass.
He did that. I think Chicago still.
Ride it till the wheels fall off.
I think they're suing each other now, if I'm not
They're
mistaken.
just gonna ride it till the wheels fall off, but
Until they settle.
What?
Yeah, so somebody
but
settles.
what it did, like I said, like the little girl with the dreads, people, our hair gets politicized. Like they make laws and shit behind, rules in the school and shit. This shit actually happens. And then when we talk about this and say that this shit happened, you had this little heifer pretending that niggas cut her hair and they didn't. And again,
They
for the
held
people,
her. They held her down and cut her.
held her down.
I got
All
held down.
for attention.
It just pisses me
I got
off.
held down and they
Because
cut
again,
it off.
these things actually do happen, and it makes it harder for the victims of things that actually happen. It's the same thing with rape. You know how many people, like the percentage of women that lie about rape against the women that actually get raped, but because people have this idea about rape, every time a woman lies, you fuck it up for people who act, because it's already hard to get people to believe you. It's already hard to get police to take you seriously. It's already hard for you to not get victim shamed and people to be like, well, why were you over there? And why you had that on? And why was you blah, blah, blah? You already had that shit. So when you have bitches that lie, it just makes it harder. That infuriates me. If that was my kid, I would have beat the fuck out of her. I would have been in jail. Cause you done came home and got me ready to go whoop some white folks' ass. Woo. Okay, I done went up to this school and showed my whole behind because it would have happened. I would have went up to the school.
You would have been like that lady who cussed out her little 9-year-old.
I wouldn't have cussed.
son.
No. I would have been cussing the school out that way.
I'm just saying, she went up there. That was
I
horrible.
would have showed my ass, and then to find out that you lied, I'm gonna fuck you all the way up. I would hope my kids would know by the time, like, my mom is crazy, I probably shouldn't do this.
I think you're gonna set boundaries with your kids, but
Yeah.
unfortunately, attention is the biggest drug out right now.
That's right. Social media is like, I got to get likes and I got to be seen,
Right.
and I want people. Nobody likes me. Nobody wants to hang out with me. So
The kidnapping thing, really, because like here lately, that shit has been. Women have not had a good 2019.
No, women have not.
Okay.
No. I
Men
had a
have
good
gotten to
20
do
I had a
better,
good
but women have
2018.
been just having a hard time.
2019 has not been kind. We done had all of these disappearances, people getting killed.
Yeah.
I mean, we had Cupcake here, kid.
We
It
had a
just been
Tatiana
bad.
Jefferson get
we had that
killed.
other young lady out of Homewood.
The-
Anaya Blanchard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
that
mean,
shit was sad.
You got the police killing you in your own fucking house. And let me I want to, again, bring that story up. Because before this year, my opinion about the police has been changing over time, considering all of the shooters and stuff that happened. But before this year, I feel like this year was the year where I'm really like, I'm not even going to call the police. Like, it doesn't cross my mind to do that because I feel like they're going to make shit worse.
who you gonna call?
And I hate to feel that way. Not you, because you done already made a whole big ass deal about me saying
you
that
would
I'm
check
not-
on my black ass.
What am I gonna do if you're getting robbed and I come bust up in the house? What am I gonna do?
Be a distraction or
We're
something.
gonna both
shit.
die.
Throw a fucking coin
Are
or some
y'all-
shit.
Are y'all familiar with the meme with the dog in the science lab?
It's fine. Everything's fine. It's burning.
Yeah.
No, not that one. That's the different one. It's just the dog. Hold on, let me see. Let me search it.
While you're searching it, that incident that I had where somebody knocked on my door and I didn't know who it was and found out later that it was the goddamn police and that they didn't announce themselves and that they had me in my apartment scared that there was some fucking crazy person outside of my goddamn door. Like, that fucked with me, like, heavy. Because all they had to do was say,
Announce.
Hoover PD.
Right.
Probably still wouldn't open the door, but I wouldn't have been afraid that I don't know who this is knocking on my goddamn door. I probably still wouldn't open the door, though, just to be... Because here's the thing. What I feel like could have potentially happened because of what happened in Texas is they were looking for my neighbor. I don't even know his name, my downstairs neighbor. So if they had came in and were like, we got a call about Joe and we know he's in here, and I'm like, who the fuck is Joe? Like,
You know who Joe is, woman.
Exactly. Like,
Get on the ground and spread them.
like, it could have went bad. And so my concept of police just this year is not
Shit.
So-
My concept of police was like that in 2018 and
So-
all the years before that.
This meme has a dog in a science lab with goggles on, and it says, "I have no idea what I'm doing." This is how I feel about police right now. Like, this is how I feel that their job is going. I feel like they give you a suit and a badge and a gun and you dress the part, but you are no closer to being able to detect a real threat versus a perceived threat. You are no closer to being able to determine what is a good shoot versus what is a bad shoot. You are no closer to actually portraying what justice is.
We had a story that Shogun brought to our show about a cop in a training who killed a librarian. Like, shot this librarian during the training.
They were supposed to be using blanks, but somebody loaded the gun with live rounds.
And he shot her 6 times. 6
Jesus
times.
Christ. Why was he
This was
shooting
a
the
shoot or
librarian?
not shoot scenario where she was supposed to be getting robbed.
Yeah.
And he killed
She
her.
was getting robbed. She was getting robbed and she got shot.
I believe, if I'm remembering the story right, that's what happened.
Yeah, he shot her 6 times.
Yeah.
6 times in a training class.
So
And what frustrates me is that there are people. I'm not gonna just say they're all white people. A lot of white people and a couple of black people, but a lot of white people act like they don't understand black people's fear of the police. Like, it's a legitimate, because
the same way they walk across the street, not to cut you off, but the same way they walk across the street is the same way we feel about police. Like, we see cops, we want to go the opposite direction. When they see us, they want to go some other way.
they're always like, well, if you just do what the police people do,
We don't
what
get
they-
a chance.
Or-
I'm dead.
What?
I'm on the ground bleeding.
The lady's name in Texas.
Tatiana.
Tatiana
Jefferson.
Tatiana was in her own house,
Playing
minding her goddamn business, and they shot in the house because
Through the
they out
window.
creeping around with, instead of announcing themselves and doing the actual fucking welfare check. So, like, it ain't even about doing what they say. There wasn't even a command. They just shot her ass in her house.
Why is the police creeping around?
That's what they did. I don't
Like,
know.
why are they tiptoeing?
Listen,
Like, what is
my
that about?
downstairs neighbor said he was standing outside because he knew his girlfriend had called the police. They parked down from our building, got out of the car, had their flashlight, creeping around. You the goddamn police, not yourself. Why are you like a burglar? And like I said, they knocked on my door, and I saw the flashlight come on, which again creeping me out because I don't know what the fuck is going on. I have no idea. And again, I didn't call Shogun because Shogun would have came over.
They got shot and killed.
So I didn't call
I
him.
appreciate you thinking about my will.
I figured that that's what would happen, so I didn't call you. But
Jesus.
you don't. It ain't even about doing what they ask you to do, because sometimes there isn't a command that isn't being followed. And the fact of the matter is, white people don't do what they say all the goddamn time.
And they live to talk about it. And that's
I'm
the
not gonna put my
most-
gun down.
That's the
Like,
most frustrating part. Is like, how are you able to discern between these two threats and not threat? Like, somehow they're able to grab that taser every time. With us, they get the gun. So it does seem like it's a little racist, but you know.
Are you guys
I know.
surprised that this is not something that a lot of the candidates running for president is not talking about?
Why
'Cause
would
I don't
they
even
talk about this? This is on a wide scale. This is such a minute thing.
But I mean, it's got to be pretty important because it's a lot of black people that
us.
got
to
killed.
us, but what? So that's
But
gonna
they
be.
talking about reparations.
But that's something that isn't going to.
It's not gonna get you votes.
It'll get. I mean, black people might have been okay with it, but that's going to be a very polarizing conversation to have. Because the white people, you don't support the police.
Right.
You don't back the blue. We don't want a candidate that
that's
don't
gonna
back
be 2020.
the blue.
Back the blue.
I mean, you
Damn
remember
it.
when the police were getting shot and they used that drone to kill the dude?
Yeah.
And they was like, you don't care about the police here? Like, come on, dude. Like, no. We care about cops. We just care about cops doing their job the right way. And it seems like they are failing to do that.
And I mean, like I said, I hate that feel. And like when I called my mom, she was like, "Why didn't you call the police?" Never crossed my mind to do that. It didn't, because I I don't know that they're gonna make a situation better, and I don't know that when they get there that I'm not gonna be treated like I did something wrong. Right. And I don't want to make a bad situation worse, and I feel like cops can do that.
As far as political platforms go, our candidates right now for the Democratic Party, they're not trying to, what am I trying to say? They ain't fighting against American ideals. They fighting against Trump's dialogue. Yeah. You can't go too far away from Trump's dialogue right now. So if Trump is saying, hey, police officers, when you get them, hit their head on the door and then toss them in, you can't come out
it's a real case.
Yeah, he said that shit at a rally.
He did.
They can't come out saying, hey, police, we need to change your job up. They can't do that right now. They're trying to get the sinners. They're trying to get the people in the middle. This is what Democrats are trying to do. This is why a lot of they shit. This is why they veer away from reparations. This is why they veer away from police talk. This is why they're veering away really from any of that cultural shit. They veering away from LGBT. They veering away from all of that shit. They just talking real normal because they have to have a rhetoric or a dialogue that people won't look at Trump and say, oh, I don't want that. The sinners. So I don't. That's why that's not out there to me. Trump has really thrown off this whole dynamic of how we having a conversation about America in America. He done took this shit so far away. I mean, this American nationalism stuff.
Oh my God.
I mean, I get it, but that ain't how our existence in the world had ever worked.
Right.
You know, Trump thinks that America can be an island, fully self-sufficient, and don't need anything or anybody. The problem with that is Trump has chosen who he believes is the nobodies and who he believes is the somebodies. And that don't match with American interests. Having a relationship with Russia don't match with American interests. Cutting off our relationship with the Kurds don't match American interests.
Yeah.
And so we got a different dialogue. So I'm just, that's why I'm looking at the debates. That's why I'm like, what they finna say now? Because I don't fucking know.
What else? Come on.
Right, let's see. I want to talk about Hyman Gate.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
Talk about T.I. said that he was going to the gynecologist to check on Hyman. Then he went on the red table talk and kind of dialed it back a little bit and was like, I ain't go every time and I wasn't even going to respond. They told me not to respond. They said leave it alone, and then it got this big, and then my daughter told me to respond, even though that same daughter was following people and liking comments when they were roasting T.I. about it. You know, he's like, she's 18. I don't go now. I've been, you know, so he was
should never have been going in the first place for that purpose. If you were just going like you go with her to any doctor's appointment, just being a parent because you have to have a parent there with you, cool. But going to specifically find out if she's fucking is not okay. It's creepy.
Well, I mean, I know another rapper like Rod Digger came out and said she used to do the same thing with her daughter, and I think a couple other people kind of threw their 2 cents in and said they did the same thing.
It's not okay.
I'm like, eventually she got to fuck somebody.
What? But
it's like it's going to happen. Nobody you wanted to or not.
Here's what my issue is with that. You going to the doctor to find out if she's fucking is not very proactive on your part. Because at that point it's too late. She fucking.
That's where I'm looking at. Like, if you worried and you find out that she been fucking, nigga, what you gonna do now?
Like,
can't take it back.
You can't take it back.
You can't take it back.
Staple it back together.
Instead of having honest conversations with your kids about sex and
it's fucking T.I. Do we expect anything better?
No.
He's a piece of shit. Why are people expecting more from T.I.?
Because he has a podcast, Negro.
Everybody has a podcast. My uncle got a podcast.
How dare
Junk
you do
Talks.
that shit?
Comes out every Thursday.
Really?
No, I'm just making shit up.
I'm about to listen to that.
No, I don't expect anything better from T.I. It's unfortunate that he's such an influential person. I'm cutting on
influential?
bullshit. Yes. People listen to this bullshit.
Oh yeah, people
and
do.
People follow this bullshit. But unfortunately, he's not thinking this all the way through. If you just listen to T.I. for 5 minutes, you know this nigga's full of shit.
My issue wasn't even with him. Because I don't expect better from him. It's fucking T.I. My issue was with the people, the women who were like, I don't understand why y'all are getting so upset about
That's
this.
because they want some of that T.I.
that
pie.
shit right there.
Right.
They want some of that T.I. pie right there. I'm pretty sure some of them
fucked me up. I was more
think he done
upset
fucked
with
some of
them.
them anyway,
I
so
don't,
that ain't
I don't
matter.
have no expectation. The same way I done had no expectation when Boosie came out and said that the feds was the reason why Juice WRLD died. I don't expect nothing better from Boosie. It's Boosie. Like, of course Boosie say that shit.
Oh man.
Doesn't make it true and doesn't make it right, and it doesn't make me give a fuck about it. I didn't care that T.I. would.
But he was on Wipe Me Down.
I
love that song.
The only question I have, the only little bit of pushback I have is, can a father be overprotective about his daughter?
Yes.
Not saying that this is one of those situations. Just a question I'm throwing out there.
Fathers are
Inspired.
overprotective of their
Exactly.
daughter.
So is there a limit to where a father
Going to the gynecologist with her and
So-
finding out if she didn't have sex by asking about her fucking hymen.
Wouldn't you expect that same father who's extremely overprotective would have a conversation with his daughter and be like, hey, this is the birds and the bees,
No,
and I
but
would
that-
like to set some morals in you that
No.
would hopefully not have you out
That
here
doesn't happen,
busting it
though.
open for
Listen.
the 40.
I
30.
just
30. Oh, my bad.
listen. I just had a conversation, and this ain't even a dad. This is a mom. We all the time have conversations with parents who don't want to talk to their kids about sex, who think that.
You need to.
But that's what I'm saying. So no, I don't assume that somebody that's that protective would actually have a conversation because.
Sorry.
But or somebody who deemed that to be protective of their daughter.
I was thinking of
It's
that.
uncomfortable to have conversations with kids about sex, and some parents it's basically just don't have sex, don't get pregnant. That's not an honest conversation.
What was the conversation from your parents to you like?
My mom asked me would I like to have the talk, and I said I already know. I should have had the talk because I've done some wild shit. Oh yeah, I thought I knew everything. I don't know shit. But I've learned, like through my mistakes, I've learned a lot. And this is a time.
But that was her easy way out.
Well-
You said, and that's not no shade to your mom. What I'm saying is, parents, it's uncomfortable, and so even our parents.
Let me explain. My mom is a home ec teacher, or was a home ec teacher, so she really had like diagrams and all kinds of stuff to really go into detail. I didn't want to go through that, so I was like, I know enough. I'm cool.
But still, it's different talking to other people's kids than your own.
But also, how did your mama know that you knew? Like, she either fully believed that you knew, or she didn't really want to have that talk with you.
And was
either.
just like, okay, no.
I'm one of those nerdy kids. I was researching a lot of shit, but I didn't know how to cover my tracks. So she found like Playboy. She found me looking up encyclopedias.
Nigga, that ain't
and shit.
research. That's
That ain't
excitement.
But
I
that's
found like
also,
encyclopedias.
That's
I'm
excitement, nigga.
that's
Typing
also
in
not
vagina
the
and
kind of
stuff.
dialogue that a T.I. would need to give his daughter. Like, there are things that you need to teach your kids, that you need to instill in them from a young age to an older age.
Right.
Watching porn and stuff don't educate you about
No.
sex and stuff.
It
And the
don't.
Pope actually said, that people think that porn is a problem because it shows you too much, but it's really a problem because it shows you too little.
Right.
Yeah.
And the reason is because it extracts the sex from the intimacy, from the affection, from the relationship, from the love.
How you
It
got to
extracts
this.
that. You don't get to see all of that. And so that becomes a problem with it. And that's what a father like T.I. is supposed to be teaching his daughter. He's supposed to be teaching his daughter how to see a man for his integrity, for his character, for his value,
Meat
for his
positivity.
respect,
But he
for
don't
his
have
Wait a
none
minute.
of
Don't
those.
throw meat positivity in there.
Yes,
Don't
she
you
can
do
throw
that.
me positivity in there. I support her throwing me positivity
Because
in
you
there.
want
She
you want
gonna
to
throw it in
value
there.
a man by his meat positivity.
yeah.
But in this
Sorry.
situation,
You're
T.I.
right.
is not a guy who has
You're right.
a lot of value coming from him. He might be worth a lot, like money wise, but that nigga is empty.
But that's why.
Oh, you don't see T.I. marching? He be marching?
and that's the problem with T.I. doing this, because even though he ain't the kind of person to do it, it created a whole wave. It created a whole wave of statuses.
and
It
again,
created a whole wave of men's perspective. It created a whole wave of men asking, is it possible to be too overprotective? Or
Yes.
a dude I met, he was somewhat reasonable. He said, T.I. went overboard, but it is important for men to protect their daughter's virginity. And I was like, I don't know.
It's not yours to protect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not. So
It's not a piece of property,
I mean, you don't
man.
want her to get like busted open, but
Why
at the same time,
are we not having this conversation about your son? though? This is again.
I'm not saying we're
but-
not having these conversations. I mean, this is for all kids, but you don't want your daughter out there getting busted
Why
open
her specifically?
because that's your daughter, that's your child. I
So
can
is
say
your
the same
son.
thing about your son. You don't want your son out there busting people open.
But
you want them to
he
be
get busted
respectful
open
about
too.
their partner.
But it's not treated the same way. And in the dialogue was T.I. was on his little show, big up in his son for fucking.
But
And
T.I.
then
is a piece of shit.
I know, but it's other people that have his mentality. It's
Right.
not necessarily about T.I. It's about this mentality in general.
Like T.I. don't exist in a bubble. We just heard it because it's T.I.
But
He got a
it's been
platform.
people saying
But
this shit or feeling this
T.I.'s
way.
cousins feel this way. T.I.'s daddies feel this way. His brothers feel this way. His homeboys feel this way. It might be one of his homeboys that's like me and just like, nah, man, we don't own none of this shit. Women own their own sexuality, blah, blah, blah. But
So all the guys that I hang around, none of them think this way. And I have a lot of friends who have daughters. They do not think this way. They want to protect their daughter, but they not going all in there and checking to make sure she's still a virgin. They trust their kids.
I don't think they probably don't go that far, but they probably still believe that virginity is something to definitely be protected by them, not by the girl. They don't think I need to create the kind of strength my daughter needs to protect herself. They say I need to protect her. Hence, they don't give her the tools she needs to protect herself.
Which is what the problem is. Because the thing about it is, you're not going to be present when little Johnny is trying to talk her out her drawers. You're not going to be there in her ear telling her none of this.
And little Johnny good.
And
My homeboy Jeremy says that he's done everything he can for his daughter and his kids. Whatever decision they make is on them, but he's going to support them after the fact.
There you go.
That's as best as you can get.
And that
That's
is
it.
the best that you can get.
Because you don't want her to belong to the streets.
That's not.
You don't want her to belong to the streets.
He isn't in the majority with that thinking.
Well, me honest, I'm glad that you have a network of friends that don't think down that path. And the reality is, I talk because most of the dialogue I've had with this came from the Brother Let's Talk group, and them are a whole bunch of toxic men that come to their meetings. So these are the men who are in the community who are saying shit like, we gotta, they don't really have an answer for how you raise kids and how you instill these things in the kids.
And there's no
With some
perfect
kind of
answer.
intention.
But
Not a
there's
lot.
things that you don't do. Like, I would never allow, my husband would never. I would never allow it. We're not doing that. But I also would understand his need to protect our kids in general. Because listen, I'm going to be just as hard on my son. Don't be out here fucking these little nasty ass girls. Like, sorry.
Would you lisp? Little nasty ass girls. Like, okay, mama. It's all right.
But like I want to have open, honest conversation with my kids, no matter what their gender is, and I feel like that's important. And I feel like part of the weirdness in our society is that we to give this message to women and girls: protect your virginity. You shouldn't be out here having sex. But boys, as many bitches as you can get, it notches on your back, and it's so uneven and it's so unbalanced. The messages that you're sending, because who do you think that these boys that you're encouraging to be sexual are gonna fuck?
I got you.
Them daughters.
and unfortunately, you don't hear a lot of people putting that out there. Like, guys, don't fuck everything. You hear the opposite.
You hear the
But
opposite.
me not saying that doesn't mean that I believe in that, because I'm like, I say no to a lot of sex. Like, that's just me personally.
But listen, you
Your
as
aura.
a parent, you don't have to say it. Society say that shit.
Society say it.
Look at the only movie I can think of with a promiscuous woman was Black Snake Moan, and Samuel Jackson chained her ass to the middle of the house.
She deserved that.
That was
But there's another
That was-
movie called She Hates Me, and then also what's that Spike Lee one?
She Hate Me.
She
gotta have it.
Hate Me was about the dude.
He
all
lost his
them
job,
women
man.
wanted babies.
Yeah.
She was promiscuous. She had a side chick on the side.
You talking about a different movie?
She
No,
hated-
She
was
Hate Me
married.
had Falcon in it.
Yeah, wasn't he married to that
No.
chick?
He was
They was
married to-
engaged. They was engaged. He came in seeing her cheating with another woman.
Right.
She found out that she was like a lesbian.
Right.
But she still loved him. That's why she still had sex with him.
Maybe I'm thinking about the wrong movie.
It's a complex. That's
What
Okay, that was
movie-
the best thing I could grab. I'm
What
sorry.
was the name of the movie where
So
he
how about-
started getting all the women pregnant?
She
because-
hated me.
That's
That's
it.
the same
That's the
movie.
same
But
movie.
But the
their
premise to set
story,
that
their
up.
storyline was he caught her cheating. She found out that she was lesbian, but she wanted to have a baby. The only person that she thought was good enough to have a baby by was
okay.
him.
Right.
And so he turned into a business.
Right.
yes, just fucking
He lost
bitches.
his-
And he had like 23
But
kids
like
or some shit.
even in that handful, all the movies, like James Bond fucking somebody. Like, and when boys start seeing all these movies, they're automatically gonna say, okay, it's okay for men to do this. It's not okay for women to do this. Like, even our society teaching men ways outside of our families.
Yeah.
You know, it ain't just that your folks sit down and tell you the wrong shit or the right shit. Sometimes our society just have a system set up to where kids put patterns together of who gets shamed for things and who gets praised for things.
I got you.
And it don't even gotta be from us. They gonna learn any of that shit.
Listen, and I don't know how y'all high schools were, but at my high school, anybody that, like, we had an incident where she was my friend. We're still friends. Fuck this dude.
You had to think about it.
Fuck this dude over, like, at a football game. Came back to school. She got into a fight because people was talking shit about her. Like, and she was not like a fighting type of girl. Like, it was horrible. Wasn't nobody talking shit about him.
How they find out?
Him.
Exactly. That's the problem. You need to go talk to him.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, but both of them engaged in this behavior. She was the one vilified for it, and he just getting praised. Like,
depends on what she did. Like, it really does depend. I know y'all looking at me like I'm crazy, but it does depend. Like, was she getting fucked up under the bleachers? Like, did he convince her to do that? Like, was she the stupid one in this situation?
But
like, regardless of how it happened, both of them did the same thing.
No, not regardless. If he got something out of this situation and made her seem like the fool, like, girl, how you gonna believe that nigga lying to you like this?
It wasn't that. It was, you fuck Bud.
Was Bud like some nasty nigga? Like, we don't know the context of this.
He wasn't a nasty nigga. He wasn't the most attractive of boys.
Well, that's why they joking. They're like, you fuck that
nigga? No. You said, was he a nasty
nigga? With a name like Bud, I don't really have too many high hopes.
I don't even remember his real fucking name either. Bud was like...
He sound like he's some type of savage from a different land. Y'all remember when 21 Savage was a UK citizen?
Yeah, that went down really fast, too.
It did. Like, we let that go.
He's still in the UK.
Yeah, he is. I needed a segue.
He was trying to get out that conversation.
Yeah, was.
Because Bud was looking real nasty.
Let's see. We got the Popeyes chicken sandwich fiasco.
Oh,
all right.
Man.
Wait. All right. I got one for lunch yesterday.
Okay.
They changed that recipe. That shit serious. That sandwich is something different. Like, the chicken bread, like...
The nigga said the chicken
bread.
It ain't worth
killing. Are we going to Popeyes? Is that where we're gonna go when we leave?
Do we need to go to Popeyes?
I think we should try it. We should definitely try it.
Sure, let's do it. You had one? Oh, you don't eat.
Oh, damn, Cole. You get some sides.
They ain't got nothing but fries and red beans and rice.
That man on rice and beans.
I mean, I can still go to Popeyes, guys. Kiss my black ass.
It ain't gonna be worth it though. Like,
I don't feel like a fucking chicken sandwich is worth anything.
That chicken sandwich is serious.
Really?
I mean, chicken sandwiches, depending on where it's from.
And the shit look like...
You had one before and after?
Before, it wasn't like this. After, it was something different. Like, the chicken sandwich was huge. It was like a Whopper size.
We gotta go get a sandwich. Let's do it.
I gotta walk back some of my shit.
Well, one, I'm not gonna vouch for any one of you niggas if y'all get into a fight. Just want to let you know that.
No lines.
I'm gonna just Uber my way back home.
I was able to get in and get out. No
That's
problem.
what I'm saying. We go to
the hype that died down.
Yeah, we should be able to just get in and eat regular.
My first Popeyes chicken sandwich before wasn't good, but I saw the potential, so I knew I was gonna get another one. They didn't have enough sauce on it.
Like this motherfucker finna graduate college and
they didn't have no
see some potential in you chicken sandwich.
I'm telling you, I saw potential.
It does make a difference.
Flavor is there, the crunch is there.
Yeah.
It's just the chicken was dry because they overcooked it. Clearly they overwhelmed. They probably cooking too many all in different vats and stuff. Like that probably what happened.
When I walked in, the lady was like, "You here for the chicken sandwich?" I was like, "No." And she's like, "You want one?" I was like, I guess. Yeah. I wanted a 3-piece. She convinced me. But
them some sorry motherfuckers if they did that to you.
I'm glad she did.
That's beautiful.
I sound like a cool as fuck.
Yeah, I know.
The
now I'm
sandwich was
hungry.
not bad.
We need to where we at? Where we at on time?
Oh boy,
we close.
Okay,
hey,
I'm hungry.
We lost John Witherspoon this year.
Man,
yeah, we lost Pops, man.
Bang, bang, bang.
That's not somebody that I wanted to lose.
No,
at all. That one hurt, man.
That did hurt.
That hurts.
Yeah.
He's always been there. He was a staple of the black community.
He is.
Probably
How y'all
awesome.
feel about Kanye West Sunday service?
I mean,
I wasn't gonna talk about that. That went in my trash.
You talking
pile.
about the stuff he was doing?
No, you talking about
He
the
just,
Sundays.
he just started
The Sunday
doing Sunday
service.
service, man.
Yeah, I'm talking about the choir stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not
I thought
talking about the
that,
album.
I thought that shit was fire. Nigga. I thought that shit was cool. I did.
Explain why.
explain, please.
Because he was doing his old hits before he did his gospel album with a choir.
Gotcha.
I'm
So
not
you
talking.
took it as a concert.
Because
Yeah.
it was supposed to be a church service.
Nah, nigga, please.
Nah, nobody was preaching.
Nigga,
I think
please.
it was
That
just,
wasn't no. That's a nigga. I know
I
a
don't remember seeing
goddamn.
anybody preach.
I know
it was
a-
all just music. when
I know a
seen it.
shyster when I see one.
He had speakers, because he had. I thought he did have speakers.
No.
All the videos I ever saw was them just
Yeah, they was
in
just dancing
dashikis.
and they was just. He had a big ass choir singing "Jesus Walks" all the time and some other shit.
Jesus
And I thought that shit was cool. I was like, damn, that shit is kind of
Looking at
fun.
it
So
as a
you would go
concert?
to one of his. Because it's not a
Oh,
concert.
not that post gospel album Kanye. No, I can't go to that. I had to drink the Kool-Aid. Then what? Because he's gonna turn into Jim Jones
I thought
eventually.
it was a cult from the jump.
He gonna be
it
Jim
had
Jones.
cult vibes even prior to his gospel album. It gave me cult vibes.
I just looked at him and was trying to sell the new Yeezy boots.
No.
Okay.
Them fucking shoes look like marshmallows.
They actually look like bars of soap.
That shit is ugly as fuck.
Bars of soap.
Look at them
I
Yeezys.
don't know.
They look like a bar. They look like a bar of
They
soap.
look dumb as fuck.
Do they look like something that could have came from Area 51?
Yes.
Oh, when they try to invade.
Yeah.
It does,
yeah,
maybe.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Segway King.
Look at you segueing like a
Trying to go
champ.
clap alien cheeks.
Right.
Here we go with this shit again.
I mean,
Nobody was gonna clap alien cheeks.
they had a whole
Shit, if
group
they was
with
willing.
millions of people in there.
See, we
willing
don't
to
see
storm the
it.
base to clap some cheeks.
See, I'm looking at that as like that's a form of rape.
What you gonna do once you clap
don't-
the alien cheeks? Though?
You're raping them now.
Like finally, you getting revenge from all the
No,
alien
I'm
pro-
saying you can't be doing that. You don't speak their language. They could be saying no in their alien language, and you just
The
taking
fact
what
that
you
y'all
want.
think aliens would actually let people fuck them, I feel like they would just zap
Why they
anybody that
captured them?
came
Why they
up.
why they in the base? Why they ain't flying away in their spaceships?
No, because them
They
was
got caught.
them was the dumb alians.
They got them
Them was the
dumb
niggas
ones.
that was
got
like,
But
caught.
they got spaceships
No,
that crash, I guess.
they the ones that still fly on E. They flying on E.
They be like, I knew my shit.
Yeah, I
forgot
got my
about
shit. It's- they flying on E.
I forgot about those memes.
Yeah, it's like I
Oh
go.
my God.
I go. Yeah.
That was probably the dumbest shit that happened this year. Was a bunch of people joined together.
Don't
on
let the
Facebook.
alien cheeks clap you.
So
they can-
the whole clap alien cheeks thing came out because, you know, they were like, we gonna go save the aliens. You know, first thing we want to see where the aliens at. And so you had a whole group of people saying, hey, we gonna go see where the aliens at. We gonna get this alien technology. And a lot of people create memes about having like special
Right.
guns and all these different devices. And then some people like, we gonna meet the aliens. And then some people start being like,
Fuck it, I'm
well, we
clapping.
gonna fuck some aliens. It's like, how do it just
That's the
represents the
natural
level of the like the disturbed group of people always show up. They always show up.
That's
Oh,
terrible.
man, I got another.
That's terrible.
Motherfucker.
Aliens
I
would do back shots.
told AC Blow that I was gonna get a gun. Now this nigga sending me, and yes, AC, because I know you fucking listening. He just sent me a invite to a Women Protection Services event, women only concealed class,
Yeah, you need to learn how to shoot
concealed
that
carry
thing, girl.
class in Montgomery, February the 22nd.
You need to learn how to shoot that
I'm
thing.
trying to see where the problem is.
You
I
need to
haven't
know how
even
to
got
shoot.
the gun. I don't have a gun yet.
That's fine. It can help you decide. It's a whole group of women that can help you figure out what you want.
It's some of your peers. Shit.
You
Yeah,
know who you sound
yeah.
like right now. This is gonna be bad. I'm sorry.
Don't say it, then.
I'm here now.
Do it.
You remember when Aisha Curry got a whole bunch of shit?
Oh God! For God's sake!
I clap them cheeks.
Wow. All right.
I get them big rosy cheeks.
So Aisha Curry got in trouble.
I get that.
What?
I ain't even finna lie. I would knock that down hard, real hard. Steph Curry be
I'm gonna
mad.
let you just stand out on that.
I don't
ledge,
care.
bruh.
Fuck it.
Just keep going.
I'm getting that.
Keep going. Lean in.
Again, as I
Spit in my
said when
mouth.
we discussed this story, I don't think people took what she was saying the right way.
What was she trying to say?
That she watches her husband be ogled and be probably approached and all of this shit all the time, and it will make you wonder if it's because he is who he is and he has money, or is it because he's attractive and you're not attractive and people aren't attracted to you.
True.
I have had, again, couples counseling with folks that is something that it's a concern. Now, should she have voiced this concern on the Red Table Talk? I mean, I guess you can feel how you feel about that, whether or not she should have said anything. But her sentiments is how a lot of married people feel. And so all of the shit she got for it, I just think was unwarranted, because a lot of people, when you in a relationship with somebody 20 years, it is, you may wonder if you still got it. It doesn't mean that you don't appreciate the person that you with. It doesn't mean that you don't love them and appreciate them. It doesn't mean any of that. But as a human, I just feel like you do question whether or not you still are attractive to people outside of who you're with.
That's cool.
Like, that's all I think it was. Like, she got so much shit. Like, niggas was like, you could be Steph Curry and bitches still ain't happy. You could be Steph Curry and have money and give them everything, and bitches still ain't happy.
They trying to slide in them DMs, get a good cooked meal from
and
her.
it's kind of like if and I used this example before, if me and Red was out and y'all, either one of y'all could put yourself in my shoes, and everybody always wanted to take pictures with Red, even though we got a podcast, and they always ask her questions about our podcast. Like, I wouldn't want Red to have any less of that, but a part of me would be like, is something wrong with me because they ain't coming to me? Do I be saying bullshit? You know what I'm saying? It will make you say that. And she just had, and if I was in an open forum and people ask me about our dynamic, I'd be like, man, everybody be coming up to her, man. Don't nobody come up to me, bruh. And people would be like, man, Mr. On Point just want everybody to come up to him. He said, fuck Red. You know what I'm saying? Y'all go holler at Mr. On Point. And I ain't necessarily say that. I was just telling you my experience. And I think people just interpreted the experience into a desire.
Yeah.
That's how they interpreted it. And she didn't necessarily frame it in a way that wouldn't make it seem like a desire. Right. But that, like, people went overboard with making it seem like she just wanted to fuck some men. That's the internet,
though. The internet does that. They take everything and run with it.
I
mean, hell, Steph Curry apparently had some news leaked the other day.
He didn't.
Exactly, but you listen to the internet, that's his dick.
Yeah.
You know? It looked like it.
It's just a pale dick. Like,
I mean, that looked like the most Steph Curry ass dick I ever seen.
You had one of the best lines. That was hilarious what you said.
Go ahead and repeat it.
Oh, Shogun said his dick looked like he eat pussy.
What does that even mean? I don't know what that means.
I imagine unimpressive.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. Oh, that makes sense now.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
She was looking for.
I was there for days on that shit.
Was the babies real?
No, it wasn't hit. Apparently, that was somebody else's, and that guy.
Women was swooning over this fake picture.
Did you see
apparently,
it?
But the guy who actually owned Dick started up his own OnlyFans that night.
Damn! Money, hand over fist.
Hand over dick, nigga.
Jesus Christ.
That's every night for me.
Me too. Me too. That's why I know so much.
We can learn a lot on Twitter. You know who joined Twitter this year? OJ
motherfucker. Have y'all?
He's one of the best on Twitter.
I don't follow him.
Let me tell you
He's one
something.
of the best on Twitter.
Anything that he could say, he could talk about the flowers and the trees, and
Hello,
I'm like, look at this murdering ass nigga right here.
Every time he makes a good
Every
point.
time he says something, like, you murdering ass motherfucker.
Every time he makes a point, they're like, kill a point, OJ. You really stabbed that one.
Look at him. Look at that murderous shirt.
Hello.
Look. Why is his shirt
It's
open?
just a shirt.
He's
But it's
freshly killed
OJ.
somebody. Look at his hand. Why is his hand down there?
He has not freshly killed somebody.
Look at
Go
his,
to the comments.
why can't
I
I
wanna-
see his other hand? Why is his hand not being shown?
That's what a knife is.
Let's not go to comment.
Oh gosh.
You probably have to click on it.
Oh my gosh, man, it's hilarious, man.
Oh my God.
That's all right. But OJ Simpson lit up Twitter when he joined. Let's see.
Juice, I need an Eagles win. Please, none of that Cowboys could still make the playoffs talk. Love OJ, I hate him. He's an OG when it comes to football.
Mm-hmm.
He's an OG when it comes to double homicide.
He's an OG when it comes to double homicide.
Wait, well, look at the picture.
100.
This is a lady.
Oh my gosh.
Daddy boy's picture.
Hey,
looks
Juice,
right,
we
yeah.
found these in our neighborhood. Need them back. It's gloves.
These
I'm
people are
telling you
terrible.
guys. You got to follow him on Twitter.
Gloves.
They're
You got to watch.
Jesus,
That's the main reason why you follow him on Twitter.
No, people are shit. People ain't shit.
Hey, Twitter world, it's yours most.
Oh my god.
Oh, they going hard.
Yeah, man. Every post, they just go in.
That's
on
what
it.
Nicole's
That's
pushes
great.
is.
That's great.
They say still a ton of killer football with someone playoff spot still up in the air. I expect to see some bloodshed on the field. Can't hide anything in week 17. Just gotta grab your opportunity and take a stab at it.
They do this every time.
Oh my god, great to be
Damn.
alive. Oh wait.
They disrespectful
They are
as fuck.
so wrong.
Oh my god.
I'm telling you.
This is so fucking funny.
I'm telling you guys.
Great time
Damn.
indeed, OJ. What a killer video.
Joe Burrow was slicing right through that defense.
He got the knife.
Oh my
man.
god. They made
Twitter
it.
world.
Hey y'all, just go to OJ's last tweet. He got a blue shirt on, sitting in a chair. And just go look at these comments.
He got
God
He's
damn.
got his murder shirt on.
People ain't shit.
You're gonna laugh for hours.
But you,
man.
I mean,
It's
But
so
then he got
I do
really
the same
good.
thing.
He got really good content. Like his videos are actually informational.
Well, yeah, he talks
Look
about
at this
he plays
knife.
fantasy.
Somebody's sharpening a
He
knife.
plays fantasy football and he talks a lot about football.
Right.
He brought up a good point about Antonio Brown, but I was like, that nigga killed that point right there.
There you go.
You know, like,
Oh man.
what else?
You know who should have been killed this year? I got tons of these.
Jesus
Good.
Christ.
I'm sorry. Somebody that needed to die was all the people who participated in the Bluebell Gate, licking the top of the ice creams.
And you know what? For the people that were like, I can't believe that they're, doing it, putting them in, it's a federal charge. I don't want no fucking ice cream that some random bitch licked. Yes, like, I'm glad it's a federal charge. That's what you get for tampering with people's food.
That actually stopped me from getting ice cream for. I still ain't bought no ice cream
So
since
fuck
then.
all you ice cream eaters.
Yeah, that really like fucked me up.
So there's
Give a
other.
fuck.
What?
I ain't give a fuck.
First you getting spit on. Now you eating ice cream that's been licked.
I'm just saying, ain't nothing that can come from a person's tongue that can survive in 0 temperatures.
It's the
Oh.
fact that they licked
Yeah,
my
it's
ice cream, my
disgusting.
nigga.
Yeah,
I want
man.
unlicked ice cream.
Like I picked up some ice
You're
cream.
paying for this
I
shit.
went to the store and picked up ice cream the other day. I was like, and I just put that shit back.
Like,
It was like I got some damn yogurt. Like that shit had me thinking, man. I'm like, I just can't do it.
Downgraded the yogurt.
Nah, man.
What else can I do?
Now there's like
Eat the
Breyers.
ice cream.
Breyers has
It just-
like a
it-
container
it
that
fucked
has
me
It's
all-
all about statistics and odds
Oh,
now.
right,
You know,
it does
they
have
didn't
the
do
little
that with every
plastic.
ice cream.
Look.
Grab one out the back.
They might have licked
Skip
them all.
one
I don't
for free.
care.
Yeah,
I
like-
don't know. Breyers has a container that has a
The
little
plastic
plastic
thing, so
rim
you'll
over
know
it.
if somebody like
Well, Brian's is ass.
It is
Yeah,
terrible.
it's horrible.
It's
Nobody wanna eat
horrible.
that.
Not no fucking Briar because of a plastic on it.
If you leave that shit in your sink, this shit don't melt all the
Listen,
way.
you'll be better off buying the fucking Bluebell and scooping off the whole fucking top then. Okay, scoop off the whole top of the Bluebell and eat the Bluebell if you're paranoid. But don't get no goddamn Briars. Don't get no Edie's. Don't get no fucking Blue Bunny. Definitely don't get no fucking little half gallon that costs $5.50. That Haagen-Dazs shit.
Right.
That Talenti.
You hold your tongue.
Yeah, I
What?
can't with the Talenti dog.
I
Talenti
love
is delicious.
And I
Never
can
had
eat
But
it, and
it's
it
too
does.
expensive for how much you
I
fucking
know,
get.
but
I
it
agree.
doesn't fuck my stomach up. I love Talenti.
If it ain't on sale, fuck Talenti. Get it
I
on
ain't
sale.
never had it.
Otherwise, get
I've
a gallon of
never had
Bluebell.
No, I ain't never had no Talenti.
I think you're right
That
though.
shit just
Bluebell
sound
is
like
the
the
top.
damn
You get the
name.
most
It's
value for what you pay for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, the gallon costs $7, and that look intimidating. But when you take that first taste, you be like, "This is what it's supposed to be."
You're right. I might have to go give me some Bluebell after this shit.
You gonna get Bluebell and Popeyes.
See what I'm saying?
Black
Like,
folk.
I just,
Sounds good.
I don't know, man. That just fucked me up. I was like, I can't do this
understand
shit.
why it would, but deliciousness, man. I can't sacrifice deliciousness. I can't
Yogurt's
let no
delicious?
motherfuckers-
Yogurt is not really delicious.
Yo, look. Yogurt.
It's not the same,
You
bro.
look so
Yogurt-
disappointed
yogurt
in you
is
as a
healthy.
person.
I know.
Yogurt is healthy. I don't want no goddamn cultures in my stomach. Shit.
Damn it. You better come up with a topic because the
I want
segue I
some
got
goddamn
from this,
heavy cream.
the segue's not good.
You know what else is heavy?
All right.
What is that?
Lil Nas X.
Woo, boy! I thought you was about to say Lizzo.
No, you ain't
No,
get me on
we're
that
not
shit. Not like
We ain't
that.
gonna-
And I mean heavy as in these streets.
I meant
'cause
for it to not
everybody
make
is-
sense.
Okay.
When I
We ain't gonna
Because
Dr.
yours have
like-
been so good. I want mine to be bad on purpose.
All right.
Lil Nas X is really little.
He is little.
He is
and
very
he
little.
has been out in these streets and on the cow pastures because he was killing it on the charts. All right.
I mean, not so,
So-
much now though. Like Panini
Yeah.
did okay, but like
It don't matter.
he made
That
it.
one hit will make him rich forever. Old Town Road, he is rich forever. Black people love it. White people love it. Country people don't love it.
Right.
But Billy Ray Cyrus and his fans love it.
Right.
He got an award. He got a CMA award for
If
it.
he don't make another hit his whole life, it's people. Rick Astley still getting paid.
Shit.
Never
Vanilla
gonna
Ice.
give you up. Never gonna let
Rick
you
roll.
down.
Never gonna
It's still people buying, going to his shows.
But that
hit
one
wonder,
song,
he get paid forever.
He
That
rich
song.
that one song.
Yeah.
Rick Roll, yeah.
What other songs that they don't give a fuck about? Clearly, that's how one hit wonders do. We don't know they shit, but like it brings you to a nostalgic
Return
point
of
in
the
time
Mac.
of your
I
life.
can think of a lot of one
Hey,
hit
one
wonders
hit
that
will maintain your
I
lifestyle
don't even know
forever.
the dude's name that's in
I don't
Return
either.
of the Mac.
don't know what.
Return of the
Damn, I can't remember his
God.
I can't remember his name.
I don't know.
He's from across the water somewhere.
But that,
But
yeah.
Lil Nas X, he'll be paid
It was
for a
a big
while.
move.
I ain't got to
I mean, Panini did okay. It
I
just
ain't gotta
didn't do
worry
Old Town
about-
Road. No.
I ain't
It's,
gotta
it's
worry
a
about
big
that
move
shit.
for music though, especially for crossover artists. I think as much as he got shit for it,
Look, I be mad at white people. Cause y'all always all this blue eyed soul
mean,
and shit. Fuck y'all.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think this is kind of like payback for when they didn't want Beyonce on the
Right.
CMA.
They had
and
such
she had a dope ass
and
country
the,
song.
yeah, the
a good
song, and they was just like,
She had the
stick-
Dixie Chicks up to Dixie Chicks. They were
But
out in that
white
audience.
people, they done with the Dixie
Look,
Chicks.
they was just
They been
in
done
the
with them
audience
for
looking
forever.
like they
Yeah.
were not happy.
So yeah, this is kind of like a revenge thing. It's kind of like a payback.
Well, speaking of another musician who's been out here showing their ass and coming out with terrible music, Nick Cannon and Eminem have
Damn, nigga, that was good. That was real
been, Nick
good.
Cannon and Eminem has been beefing.
Nick Cannon.
I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about Lizzo. God damn it.
No.
Fuck it. I do want to talk about
Well,
this.
we're gonna talk about Lizzo, but let me just say, I still don't understand why Nick Cannon is doing this because this is not his lane. And love or hate Eminem, this is his lane. Rap, like
You stumbled into a good discussion. Your lane. Eminem has been dissing Nick Cannon for years. He's been talking shit about Mariah Carey, popping shots at Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon finally has been fed up with this, and now he's coming back with his own
he's
shit.
not an artist though.
Why is he not an artist when he has a platinum song out there?
What was the platinum
I
song?
just threw that out there.
Okay.
I really just threw that out there.
I don't. Eminem was talking about Mariah Carey since the very first album that he had.
Right.
Before Nick Cannon was with her.
decided to co-opt that beef because of that. He been
No. The history is what's getting lost on a lot of people. Nick Cannon dated Mariah Carey, right? Around the time he made that song Superman. Okay? They split up. They had a bad breakup. Ever since then, Eminem has been popping shots back and forth at Mariah Carey. He had a song that came out called The Warning where he just went on a tirade about Mariah Carey and Nick Cannon. Called him a clown, called him a...
Well,
all
I'm
kinds
saying
of shit.
Superman wasn't the first time he talked about Mariah.
Okay.
He talked about Mariah before his album. I don't know what beef happened with him and Mariah that made that
Well,
happen.
they dated for like 6 months and it failed.
Yeah, and so Mariah
From
just.
then on, Eminem has been dissing them.
But everybody in Eminem life he been dissing.
Yes. Okay.
Everybody.
Why
his
is it
mama,
okay
his
for-
siblings, everybody he been dissing them.
No, it ain't even about because the thing is normally when these beefs happen, people are just like, "Oh, beef." My issue is it's Nick. Nick, this ain't your lane.
Nah, my nigga, I'm tired of this shit.
He's not-
We gotta stop this shame of Nick Cannon.
This is not his fucking lane.
I don't
Name
care
a
if
Nick Cannon song.
Gigolo.
Look,
Damn, you didn't think I
listen.
had an answer for it.
No, but
Hold
the
on.
fact that that's your answer.
Hold on.
Is this a song?
I think it's anybody's lane to want to come back at somebody who is talking about you.
That's what I want to talk
I'm
about.
okay with Nick Cannon having a problem with Eminem talking.
I'm okay
and,
with him
and
having
bringing
a
it up.
problem, but
we not finna act like this is like some deeply inherent built-in beef forever.
Nah.
Nick Cannon was mad because he was talking about Mariah Carey post after he dated him, even though that's been a part of Eminem thing for the longest.
wait.
let's go back. So what started this beef was Nick Cannon was talking about on T.I.'s podcast. He was talking about Eminem and whatnot and Mariah Carey. And
that was the worst thing he could have done.
And that's what sparked this whole verse that Eminem came out with, where he dissed Mariah Carey again and Nick Cannon. So that's when Nick Cannon comes back with his whole Wildin' Out crew and dissed Eminem again and again. And then he came out with his own solo song for the third time dissing him. I don't have a problem with
Nobody
him.
cares. That's
Nobody
why he's
cares.
having to keep doing
but at the
this.
same time, I don't have a problem with this man saying, hey, enough's enough. I've been tolerant and love long enough for you to say, with all this shit, I'm finally in a position where nothing you can do behind the scenes is going to hurt me because he's got tons of money coming in. Eminem has been notorious for, quote unquote, blackballing people in the industry. You can look at Royce da 5'9", his early days when they were beefing. You could look at MGK when they were beefing. That's what MGK was saying. You're trying to blackball me. So how do we know that he's not pulling the strings and trying to affect this guy's money?
Because Nick can't blackball Nick from what?
Okay, I get what you're saying, but what I just said, he's in a position where that's no longer gonna affect him, where Eminem could say all these horrible things or try to blackball him. At this point, he can finally stand up on his own and say whatever he needs to say. Though I think he's using this as publicity to get more viewers on his show, or maybe to get Eminem on the show.
Smart.
I think it is too.
Very
For
smart.
me, if it was about the content and the integrity, he would have done this when it happened. I mean, Nick rap music has always been Nick Cannon's last platform.
Right.
Even acting was his platform before it was music.
Right.
I don't think he was ever at that big of a risk of being blackballed by Eminem that would impact his other forms of money. I think that if he really wanted to say something then, he should have. I just think it's probably a convenient time to say it now for whatever reason.
It is.
Maybe
and
Mariah Carey didn't want him to say shit.
And relationships is something that Eminem has. I mean, he was big with Viacom, which owns MTV, which owns Nick Cannon's show. I mean, you could connect some dots to make a whole argument here. I just feel like it's okay for Nick Cannon to finally stand up.
I mean,
But
no matter how long.
Nick Cannon was talking this shit on Vlad TV some years ago too.
Right.
Though, like if Eminem wanted to blackball him at any given point, Eminem could have been doing that shit already.
I don't think he gives a fuck about him.
I don't think
Wildin' Out been on for how many seasons?
15 years now. And
Yeah,
took a long
like
break.
at any point in there, Eminem could have been doing anything. Like
He
it's no
don't
evidence to
care.
support.
It's nothing to care about. That's what I'm saying. Like,
this is me beating a dead horse. I'm almost done. I just don't like the fact that people shit on Nick Cannon for him just standing up for Nick Cannon. Like,
it's not. If he was just rapper in his lane, that's my issue.
I get
I'm
you.
not
That's
saying
your opinion about it?
Yeah, that's. I'm not saying that he shouldn't stand up. for
have you
himself.
listened to the diss songs?
It's Nick Cannon.
Have
no.
you listened to
I
them?
know.
Exactly. Nobody listens to these
Why
songs.
the fuck would we? It's Nick Cannon.
Let me finish my point. Nobody listens to these songs that have an opinion about this shit. Listen to it, then come back to
It
it.
was just gimmicky to me.
It is
I just
very
hate
gimmicky.
It. I mean, he was sat there and said, "I'm gonna come out and diss you. Don't make me come out with a track. Don't make me do it, Eminem. I'm gonna do it now." I just don't like shit like that. Like, don't no rappers who beef do that shit.
But
They
he
drop that shit
Yeah.
hot.
He
Nick
ain't no
Cannon,
rapper.
the only one who done came out and did.
not a rapper.
But that's the thing. Like people, he wanted.
That was my point.
Everybody wanted
Not
to give
his
him
lane.
all the credit for standing up for himself and not like the criticism because they talk bad about him rapper, but then you can't say, well, he's not a rapper because he's taking on the rap mantle for this moment.
Yep.
But for me, the problem is his gimmicky. Like
I agree.
I like when Drake dropped back to back, nobody knowing that shit was coming. It just dropped. When motherfuckers got something to say, they say that shit.
They just drop
And
it.
my only criticism of Nick Cannon is I would have been okay if he would have just said that shit instead of had this artificial build up, get his show on it, have people in his show. Hey, everybody, for the camera, we gonna talk some shit about Eminem. Let's say it all at the same time. Hey, like that shit to me, it don't represent real beef. It
Because
just represents stuff they gonna keep his name in there. More people gonna watch Wildin' Out. People gonna listen to his tracks. It could sound good. It could be some good diss. I don't know. But I don't like that gimmicky shit that comes along.
It's very
with that stuff.
gimmicky in the third one. He's reaching a lot because he's using like race. He's race baiting basically,
Oh.
and it's sad. But I feel like he has the right to do what he's doing, whether I like it or not.
He got the right. Like me personally, like I would watch clips of him sneaking in Eminem disses in Wildin' Out.
Yeah.
They do
If he would have
do
never,
that.
but if he would have never put out tracks and just did that on his platform, I would have been like, don't let it go if Eminem don't. But like this shit make me think, Nick, you too, you done went the corny route. You know, in a couple of regards.
I agree with you.
That
on the
nigga got
corny
bag.
shit.
He got several bags though, so you're good.
Yeah, he's all right.
Like you ain't hurting shit. You got bags.
Speaking of corny and several bags, Tesla, they released a new truck.
Fuck you. Fuck you, man.
Well, it's actually affordable.
Yes.
Why are you so
I want that
He
truck.
want that Tesla
Jesus.
truck.
And he talks.
I would
He
drive
made
a
me.
Tesla.
He talked
You-
so.
no,
He
the
talked so
Tesla
bad.
truck. Have
He
you
talked
seen
so
it?
bad
No.
about
Can
me
you Google
on the
Tesla truck
episode.
real quick?
You ain't seen the Tesla truck?
No.
Oh my!
I just thought it looked so cool.
I want a Tesla.
I
I would
only.
drive a
I only
Tesla.
seen it. I only
you can
want it.
afford a Tesla now.
I only want it because
You
it.
can.
I think it
They're
looks
affordable.
cool.
I've looked at them, and you have a house to plug it into to charge. That's
There
all.
you go.
That's the only reason I ain't got one.
I do.
and I like my V8.
Oh no. What the fuck is that? What are you Cole?
That is fucking cool.
No,
That's
it's
futuristic,
not.
nigga.
It looks like one of
I
those.
like it too.
That shit
One of
look
those
cool.
cheap toys, like you when you wanted an RC car for Christmas, and your mama went to Family Dollar instead, and but
Ninja
got that
Turtles.
shit. This is what this reminds
Grown
me.
ass
Grown-ass Ninja Turtles.
That is ugly as fuck.
That shit look cool.
No,
It's
it
futuristic
doesn't.
Reminds
as
you of a
fuck.
cheap ass toy.
Huh?
Who cares if it reminds you of a cheap ass toy? It's not.
The nigga in the real truck that pulls up next to it.
I would not
Man,
drive that.
fuck
I would
that.
drive a Tesla, but not that
Hey, the
shit.
inside is marble.
Marble.
It's okay. That was like prototype shit. Like that ain't how the shit gonna really look.
Marble.
Like it's got like the. It looks like a marble countertop, but it ain't really marble countertop.
But
Like
still.
it was a
Why would you
prototype
want it to
shit.
look like marble?
And I think that shit cool, man.
Man.
Fuck that shit.
But that's one thing I respect about your dialogue because you talked about on the podcast about the windshield breaking,
Yeah.
but on your Facebook you posted a story about
Right.
why it broke.
Why it actually broke.
You know what I'm saying?
So,
like
when they were-
you represented a balance in that situation.
When they showed this truck off, they're saying that these windows are indestructible. You can't break them. Why would you want a car that has shatterproof windows? I don't know. So they took a sledgehammer and slammed the sledgehammer against the body of the truck to show you that it won't actually, break. But that actually caused a jarring effect in the bottom of the glass, and it cracked it. So when they took a baseball, like a metal ball, they threw it at the window to show that these windows won't break. It broke. So they're like, "Oh my god!" And now they're showing this presentation off with these two broken windows. I don't know why the back one.
But yeah,
cracked.
Elon Musk was like, "Fuck it, we still gonna,
Yeah,
we
they
still
still- and then they
rolling
started
with this
taking
shit, bitch."
pre-orders.
Well, what they were
Take the
saying
pre-orders.
was is certain conditions upon which it don't break. That's when it's completely sealed
Right.
and all of the edges are confined as they supposed to be. But when they hit it, the window kind of slid down a little bit.
Right.
Hence, not all the edges being confined.
There you go.
So the main thing that makes your phones break or whatever happens to your phone is the vibrations that hit. So when they threw that ball at it, the vibrations when it got to the edges and the edges were secure, that's what shattered the glass. So
It looked like a spaceship from like one of them 80s movies when they were trying to figure out what they thought spaceships would look like.
I fucks with it.
It looks like a
I'm with
grown
the
ass
shits.
DeLorean. And I'm the car guy. I like what it represents. We need something new.
It's too angular.
But it is
like,
ugly
it's
as fuck.
sharp.
I'm
it's
with the
too
shits,
much.
bro.
It looks like a Lotus prototype.
I'm with the shits. I'm with it.
I want a
Fuck
Tesla,
that.
but not that
I
shit.
want that shit. I like that shit,
Well,
bro.
that's what's up.
speaking of trucks, Jay-Z came riding into the NFL
There you go.
on the coal
There you
train.
go. That's what I'm talking about. Segway that shit.
Which I would now be referring to him as Jigaboo.
Jigga what?
Jigaboo.
Jigga who?
Jesus.
I'm not gonna call
Okay.
him Jigaboo, and I'm not gonna say
Let me
that.
just go
I'm
on
not
record.
gonna
I'm
say
gonna
that
go on
these-
record as saying this. I don't know the full ins and outs of this deal.
Yeah, I don't need that.
So
None
I
of us
kind
do.
of, I can't really say that because I don't know what this deal entails. Like I got to know more. You know what I'm saying? Like we really got we got the press conference and people asked questions and of course Cap's name came up and all of this stuff happened, but I got to know more about like it's real.
My problem
Yeah.
is we looking at the deal as if it's some isolated thing that's not connected to a problematic organization. It's the same thing Steve Harvey thought when he went to go meet with Trump about what was going to happen. It came from somebody that has such inherent problems with progressing in the area that we talking about that no matter what kind of deal come from them, it can't be that good. It can't really be with the intention of helping black people progress in this organization. It can't be. Maybe it's to help give everybody a perception of that progress. But the problem is the deal came from, just like the fucking deal that the thing that they wrote for Colin Kaepernick on his trial. They snuck some bullshit in there.
Tons of
That's the same organization that gave Jay-Z an opportunity. And nothing has come from that now, except they're going to get some black people to perform at the Super Bowl now.
Hey.
Well, I mean, shouldn't we wait and see what kind of deals come from? I mean, we got to give it time to actually let it mature, and let's see what happens. You know what I'm saying?
I think we can, and I don't think there's no. I mean, I know a lot of people going hard, and my rhetoric represents me going hard, but I'm just trying to be funny. I just wanted to use the term jigaboo.
I know it's pretty. That was good.
But the reality is, there's two groups of people. There's a group of people. Neither group know what the hell going on with the deal. There's one that's pessimistic because they know what the NFL's been doing as it pertains to black people, and one of them is optimistic because Jay-Z is a pretty smart businessman, and they don't believe that he would get himself into some shit that wouldn't turn into a positive opportunity for him.
I ain't gonna say that.
Well, that's how
he's made some bad deals.
That's how
How's
they
that
frame
Armadale doing these days?
I mean,
how what doing?
Armadale, his liquor.
Nah, he no longer has that. He sold that a long time
I was just
ago.
wondering.
But my whole thing from
But
it
this
is
deal for the culture. All them other deals for his personal self. They might have been bad deals, but see, this deal is for a group of people that's trying to be represented. And I don't know if Jay-Z is even the person to look at it
That's
like.
what I was
So
about
do
to
you
say. I don't
feel
know
like-
how effective Jay-Z can be in this position that he's in.
So do you feel like this whole thing with Goodell was a PR? And then who reached out to who about this situation as well? Like, was it a situation where? See, that's another thing. Like, did Jay-Z reach out and was like, "Yo, I can like kind of do something to help you guys with your PR?" Or Dick Goodell was like, "Yo, we need to get Jay-Z on our
That's
side."
how Jay-Z reached out. That is fucking garbage.
Yeah, most
You
definitely.
know what I'm saying? If Jay-Z reached out to try to help the NFL with something regarding black people, that's garbage anyway. I don't accept that. You know, the only way I think I would accept Jay-Z reaching out is if he tried to reach out with helping the Eminem, just helping them generally with diversity. You know what I'm saying? Listen, y'all having a fucking problem with diversity, and I can help you with that. I feel like that'll be the only way that Jay-Z could be reaching out. If the NFL reach out, then I guess it depends on what deal was put on the table. If the NFL reached out, clearly it got to sound good enough to Jay-Z to say, yeah, let's try that.
Yeah.
But I don't put it past the NFL to say, hey, we're trying to get Cap back in the league. You know, his camp is fucking with us, and then I really expect them to have a whole rhetoric downplaying everything that they've had in that resolve. Well, we got all of these owners that want to see them play, and we're going to try them out, and we just need you to come in.
Yeah,
and
we
help
just gonna do some fuck nigga shit for his tryout.
And Jay-Z might not look at it like that if that's how they came at him. We don't know. We never gonna know how all of that came about and established.
I just feel like the NFL needs to improve their image when it comes to the culture side of things. Like, they have not really looked good at it, and I would think that the intentions of Jay-Z joining forces with them would. I mean, yeah, right now all we really got was. What was it, J-Lo and somebody else for the Super Bowl? Or I don't even know who it is, but that happened. I want to see what comes from this, because I really think the NFL I think they want to improve their image, because their image equals dollars. You get what I'm saying? Like, they gonna have to they gotta look better than what they've been looking like, because that affects the bottom line. They're a business. At the end of the day, that's what it is. So I kind of want to see what comes from this. I know nothing has came from it yet, but I'm more of a wait and see type of person on this one.
I'm trying to wait and see, but I'm pessimistic about it. I do not give the NFL the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
And I wish I could give Jay-Z as a businessman the benefit of the doubt, but he can't beat all them white men.
I'm leaning towards what is on point.
He can't beat all them
I
white
mean,
men.
I agree with you.
At
We
the end
should
of
see what they're doing, but they have no reason to do anything.
At the end of the day, he works for them. Say what you want to. You know what I'm saying? The NFL is a multi-billion-dollar entity, and he is a cog in the machine. You get what I'm saying?
If y'all think that they finna let Jay-Z come and change that system, That's not how that shit gonna work.
Yeah.
They're not changing. Jay-Z's not changing that system. They're going to carve out something that it can look like Jay-Z done changed, potentially for the sake of all of us, and that be the case, and maybe that'll be enough for us. But he ain't finna come in here and all these white men finna start giving their positions up to black people, and the way they treat black athletes versus white athletes is about to change now, and they not about to do that.
Yeah, the NFL's always had a problem with ownership and black coaching, like interviews with black coaches and stuff like that. It's been a problem for a lot of years. Hopefully, we can get that kind of switched up. I know when I know Diddy was talking about buying the Carolina Panthers, he was trying to put an ownership group together. The crazy thing about that is, like, other owners have to be able to approve ownership groups to come in and actually do that type of stuff.
When all these old men die out there, it'll be fine.
Yeah, so that's why I'm like,
system run by 60-plus-year-old white men that work well for everybody.
Especially black folks.
Politics is the most biggest one. Ain't no goddamn system that's run by 60-plus-year-old white men almost exclusively that work for everybody, especially not black people and women.
You got that right.
Well, you know how it go.
We at the end.
This is my last one. So you know how it goes. Like you were just saying, how when you try to buck the system and change something, you get a lot of backlash. And nobody experienced that any more than Tank did when he said he could suck a dick twice.
Oh my God! You want to end on that?
I mean, I was looking for a funny one to go out.
We talked about Lizzo.
Yeah, we gotta talk about Lizzo.
Oh man! All right,
Listen, man.
Lizzo.
Look,
I had a video about this.
Well, I'm gonna hit Tank this comment for a second.
Okay.
To me, being gay is a lifestyle that you have to accept.
I agree.
I do think that there are moments when you can question your sexuality, do some things, and come out of that and say, that's not what I am.
But you can't unsuck a dick.
You can't unsuck a dick, but you can
Ain't the
never
end of the
suck a
world.
dick again. You can't unsuck a dick, but you can never suck a dick again.
And that's a choice.
And if you're going to be perceived as gay by all of the rest of society because that one dick you sucked, even though you ain't sucked none for 40 years, that's about like a dude who sucked the dick when he was 20 who's 60 now. If he tell his friends, "I sucked the dick one time," they be like, "Nigga, you gay?" No, I just one.
I was smoking crack at the time.
The example that I gave is that if you murder somebody, you're a murderer forever. Period. You'll always be a murderer, even if you never murder anybody else ever again.
But
we just got to fucking laughing at OG for
You
this
can't
shit.
wash the murder off your lips.
You're not gay for sucking a dick twice. You're not. You're bi. That's the end of the story.
No, after you suck a dick, the only thing that left is a memory. After you kill somebody, it's
crack.
a dead body.
That crack, how you got off of that?
Let's go to Lizzo. I can't with y'all.
It's gonna get even worse with Lizzo.
Maybe not. Lizzo. Look.
The only thing, like I said, when I came in and we were talking about this, the only thing that really fucked me up was Dr. Boyce Watkins. Is that
You
his
gotta
name?
give people context. They didn't hear that.
Dr. Boyce Watkins went on a rant about Lizzo and how, what was it, fat culture?
He was basically
fat
saying
culture,
that
something like that.
in
gave her-
America, instead of telling people that they need to lose weight and be smaller, we sit here and praise people like Lizzo, even though she's overweight and she's fat. Blah 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 blah. That was his gist of it.
And he was saying anything, all that shit that whole shit she was doing, all that stuff, that wasn't empowering.
shit.
Well, he said something
was
that he was like, that's not empowering. You trying to empower people to do that. That's not. He just he called her a pig and all kinds of shit. And I'm like,
that's going a little too far.
I'm like,
I mean, honestly, I'm tired of seeing Lizzo's ass.
we all are, but that's her thing now.
But it's her
She's-
thing now.
Yeah, that's what she's gonna do from here on out. She's gonna show her ass. Is that something that we deem appropriate? No. Can she do this? Yes, but she can also deal with the backlash that comes with showing her back half.
you made it work when you
made it work.
You spit that hot 16 right there,
There
didn't
you
you?
go. Oh, I mean, and the thing is, if this was Rihanna, if this was Beyonce, if this was anybody with a nice figure doing this, it wouldn't be. We wouldn't have had this conversation.
Yes, we would.
I think it
Yes,
would.
we would. We do this every time
I
Kim
think it
Kardashian
would.
shows her ass. We are like, why is she showing her ass? What does she do to make money other than show her ass? We're tired of seeing your ass.
Well, that's because her whole stick is
But
her ass.
it's
She don't
not-
sing or nothing.
But we
It's
never
not-
do this with Rihanna.
No.
Rihanna always
She just showed up to award
When has
shows
Rihanna showed her
with shit with
ass at a
see-through.
game where there's kids present?
award shows that's on air.
I don't see
on
okay.
TV.
Yeah.
That got to go through the TV standards. Like you can't just show.
No, she's been on the red carpet before, and they showed her in see-through shit.
Her boobs.
All right, well,
She done wore a see-through dress before. Yeah.
And they was like, there
I'm
goes
not trying
Rihanna,
to
and then
kill
Dolce and Gabbana
This is how
dress.
easy it is to forget that Rihanna do stuff like this, but how easy it is to remember that Lizzo do stuff like this.
not to say Lizzo doesn't have talent, but the antics are outweighing her talent at this moment. Even though her music is very good and
I
it's
like her
empowering,
music. I like the album.
but the bullshit that she's doing is not.
I mean, I'm kind of over it. I'm ready for her to stop.
She did the same thing on Saturday Night Live, and then I said this on the podcast last time. It's like it got me to watch because I was like, I bet she gonna show her ass, and then she did it, and I was like, damn, she showed her ass,
And she was on
and
the
it worked.
highest rated SNL
But the
in
fact
history
is,
in a long
the
time
gimmick
too.
worked on me because I watched Lizzo just to see if she was gonna do it, and she did it. So it's got to say more than just
There goes
it's
the
a gimmick.
Lizzo.
It's a marketing ploy that's working on me because I'm listening and watching her music. So I can't be mad at her for working
not
me
mad,
as
I'm
a
just
person.
over it.
I'm tired of seeing her ass
Yeah.
too, but at the same time, I think there is an argument here that you can say that what she did was inappropriate, and if somebody that looks better than her, quote unquote, would they still get the same amount of backlash? Maybe not, but I think it's still inappropriate to show your ass out in public.
I mean, that's the reality.
Yeah.
That's the reality, and I think that's all. Well, that's all I've been trying to say about it. Yeah. Like, it's a difference between weight in our society. You know, if Idris Elba walk down the steps at an NBA game in a Speedo, it's gonna be woo, claps.
Yeah.
I mean,
if James Corden walk out there like that, it's gonna be laughs and giggles because he's a comedian.
But they would still be like, oh, he's doing that for fun.
He's
like they would still be like, he's so funny.
But no, but I'm saying it would still be. It would not be the same as a sexy dude in a Speedo versus a chubby dude in a Speedo. And then if a big hairy, bubbly looking motherfucker do it, they're gonna be like, get this guy out of here type shit.
But there are regular fans who actually do that type of shit. Like if you've been to a pro game before, there are motherfuckers with their shirt off with big ass bellies and doing all this shit and have damn near naked.
There's women in there with shorts and their vagina lips hanging out the edge.
The shit is there. I think it got.
Does it make it appropriate though? That's my whole argument.
No, it's not.
No, it's not appropriate. But
and so that's the end of the story for me.
But the spot got blowed up too much shit, man. Like
we can't get mad at the outrage because you always gonna get people to do stuff like this where they're gonna use people's energy for their own gain.
But it's always some type of outrage. That's the fucking 2019. That's 2019 in a nutshell. Honestly, outraged about it. I'm mad about every damn thing. What? Almonds? This is some bullshit. Who the fuck put these almonds in my goddamn on this table?
What I'm trying to figure out is the balance between what is too outrage and too much outrage versus what are legitimate things that we've been silent for too long about that people are just used to not hearing being talked about.
But see, that's the problem on point. Like, people jump onto every little fucking thing all the damn time, and I'm like, are you serious? Like, really? Like, that's not important. Honestly, it might be important to you, and some people feel like that's the case. You we gotta soldier on and like get this shit canceled and get it done. But like,
sound white right
now.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. That sounds like the police argument we were
sound
just having.
very white right now.
How we were saying that police don't like the candidates are not running on a platform to change police because it's not a big deal, but it's big to you because you're in that
might
group.
be one of the people that get shot.
And so, but what you're saying kind of brings up a good point. I'm trying not to lose it, but I'm losing it. Where you're just saying that the outrage culture
trying to figure out the balance between one side or the other.
In this situation, I haven't seen a huge group of people who are overweight who want to show off their body. So maybe there is a group of people that wants to do that. I didn't know. And maybe Lizzo is exposing that to a mass audience. I'm not saying that she can't do what she did. All I'm saying is what she did was inappropriate at the place she was at. That's my whole argument there. So when it comes to this outrage culture, I'm not the one to say it's too much or too little, but we got to take each and every situation one at a time.
I think this moment,
Case by case basis.
Yeah.
well, I think this moment has presented a new baseline because now any woman, regardless of what she looked like, that does something in an environment that should be inappropriate, if she don't get the same backlash as Lizzo, we can point to those things that separate Lizzo from that.
Fat.
Right.
Like if because of Lizzo, if all these women start getting out here twerking like that, I need everybody to keep that same energy.
I
Keep that
agree.
same
You
energy.
know, regardless.
I love that she's so confident to be willing to do this. It's just that wasn't the time or the place. That's just my opinion.
All right, I'm hungry.
Okay.
Oh, you want your Popeye chicken sandwich?
Last thing,
chicken.
guys. There was a
You
lot
want
of
your-
movies that came out. I just
Why
want
you
to-
why you roll your
talking
neck
about
when you talking about
entertainment.
Popeye? I want my
so
Popeye
we got
chicken.
Avengers Endgame. That was early this year.
Yeah,
loved it?
Loved it.
All right, Bird Box. That was the beginning of the year.
Loved it
Didn't see it.
once.
You didn't see that? It's on
I don't
Netflix.
want to watch it.
Us.
I
You don't
don't
want
watch.
to see Sandra
I
Bullock
don't
get with
watch-
some black man?
I don't watch things when they're hyped up.
Well, it's
Look,
cold now. You
Sandra
should watch
Bullock
it.
was like in love with this black dude.
Okay,
Like that is
but-
that is the price of admission alone.
But
What?
I don't watch things when
So
they're
she
hyped.
was in love with a black dude, but had to be blindfolded and not see shit the whole movie.
Nah, that ain't how it work.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Enough for you to
Okay.
explain.
No.
Us.
Oh God, just let's not.
Okay.
I fucked with it.
Will
didn't.
Smith. All his movies bomb. How do y'all feel about that?
All of them.
Yeah.
How many you had this
He
year?
had that Gemini Man and
Exactly. He had one.
The spy movie.
yeah, and then there was another one. There was a third one that came out early this year. That was
Aladdin.
Yes.
Well, that nigga's IG is popping.
He is. I love his.
That nigga IG is
I
the
like
shit.
him on the Red Table Talk.
That nigga's
Yeah.
IG is the you want to see a good Will Smith movie? Get
Red
that
Table Talk is
nigga's IG.
actually some good shit. To
Get on that
listen to.
nigga's
That's what's up,
Instagram.
man.
Yeah.
Lion King remake.
No.
Never seen it.
Didn't watch it.
I
watch
watched
it.
it, but the cartoon is much better. And they fucked up. Be prepared.
See,
Black cinema.
They couldn't.
That's why that Disney Plus is there.
Queen and Slim came out. Did y'all watch that?
No.
Nope.
Nah.
Because you told me
It's pretty
what
bad.
you told me.
And then Daniel Caesar dug a huge hole.
Yeah.
Are we still canceling him?
I
Still
never-
listen to his album.
I don't.
He was my top album.
That's
of
the reason I
2019
put-
wrapped up.
I put him in there just so you
I
say
wasn't a big fan of his from the beginning, so not listening to him was no hard shit.
Daniel
for me.
That
Caesar's
case
good,
study
though.
number one shit was fucking good.
Yeah.
I like that shit.
Daniel
Jesus is
Caesar-
King, problematic album. Did anybody listen to it?
Nope.
I listened to it.
All right. That has been a wrap up.
Everybody should watch Rhythm and Flow.
Yes.
It's hard out here for. Oh, wrong
Not
one.
hustle and
Sorry.
flow, nigga.
Sorry. Wrong.
It's hard out here for a
It's
pimp, man.
hard.
Hey, I appreciate
Oh,
y'all
Can you
for-
make Hustle and Flow in 2019?
No, he was calling. Nah, it's too many things just
Uh-oh.
happened in that movie.
Damn.
If you make it a period piece, it'll work.
Anyway.
All right.
That was
Appreciate
2019.
y'all for
Thank
joining
you
us,
guys.
Yeah. 2019.
That's what I said.
You
It was-
said 2018.
no, I said 2019.
I heard 19.
You said 2019.
It's okay.
Sorry.
With
Be
your-
positivity, man.
I
Speak your
apologize.
truth.
That's all right.
Okay. I said I
Hide
was
your
sorry.
money, y'all. There's poor people around.
Look, I appreciate y'all for joining us and whatnot for the show.
And if you enjoyed this type of talk, we have these discussions all the time over at the Gubmint Name Podcast. You can check us out. We're GUBMINTNAME. Jesus.
NAME. I'm
Thank
here
you.
to pick it up.
All
brother.
right.
Every
That's
Tuesday.
Gubmint Name Podcast. Check us out.
All right.
Well, you got anything else on mind, anybody?
Do not.
I'm gonna get this OnlyFans.
Time to eat these chicken sandwiches.
I know.
OnlyFans.
Till we come to the next conversation.
We out.
Holla.